look, there's plenty of black parents right now raising children who are killing, who are angry. They're killing the souls. That's happening in many families. We're talking about the blacks. And there's a really good example of it. They're destroying the souls of these kids, and they're going out. They're even doing physical violence, and there's no one saying reform the parents, put them in jail, and they know, and they won't.
I agree with that, but how come nobody's acknowledging in this moment that these parents were out of line? How come not one of you guys have acknowledged that these parents was out of line?
I said it was about bad parenting.
Nobody did right now, but the only
you would have sent them to jail for drawing.
The court said it wasn't about bad parenting.
Do you guys think that the parents are responsible, along with the child, for these other children being shot, for them not preventing this from happening?
All that stuff, it's too late.
I know, but do you think that this could have been
what
prevented?
I'm saying is all that stuff is too late, because when you get to that point, he's already a murderer at heart.
But that's not the question. The question is, are the parents guilty for not seeing the signs and also be responsible just for the kid killing those other kids?
No.
They're guilty for the anger. They're guilty for that, but they did not shoot those kids.
Oddly and strangely, I say no, it wasn't fair. The parents should not have gone to prison. And because this boy said that he was demonized. He didn't say demon, but he heard voices in his head. I'm sure.
Stop the thoughts.
Yeah, and everybody and their mama hear voices in their head nowadays. But the boy was 15 years old, and how would the parents know what the boy going to do, right? And as far as buying him a gun, it's natural that when boys turn 15, 16, 17 years old, that the parents teach them how to be hunters, how to have a gun and stuff like that. And you can't be responsible for what they do. I got my first gun when I was 15. Had I gone and killed somebody, it would have been my parents' fault. They didn't know.
They're spiritually responsible for how you, for the anger and all that stuff in you.
Right.
But they're not physically responsible for the physical things you do.
Right.
That's not what I'm saying.
Everybody crazy like that nowadays.
Right, but you know everybody has these thoughts or whatever the case is. But if somebody come into bond and they
ain't gonna happen.
Okay, and they
cancel
hold
those words.
I rebuke the
but see, look, you're rebuking them already, which is making my point before I even get the words out.
What's
so
the
you're
point?
basically saying you're making my point is that if somebody comes into bond with the sign that says I have voices in my thoughts and I want to shoot blood everywhere, do you think that the security guard at bond is going to be like, hold on, they're going to watch, or they're going to be like, let them stay? You're going to handle it.
It sounds like you're blaming the school.
Let's say the security guard
So
lets
you
him
blaming
stay.
the school? Is that what is happening?
Let's say the security guard lets him stay and he saw the sign, but it was like no big deal, and that person commits a crime. Is that security guard now going to jail because he saw the sign, the guy had the sign, and he committed a crime, and he did nothing about the sign he saw? Should that security guard now go to jail? Is he responsible?
Somebody.
Good point.
Yeah.
Maybe
no, that's a question.
That was a question.
No, good point. Well, I'm answering it right now. Good point. Maybe the security guard shouldn't be going to jail for making a mistake, right? But he should be fired. You're saying that the kid is saying he has thoughts and demons in his mind, and he's drawing pictures of them shooting. You would let your child just go back to school after you just saw that? Like, that's so crazy. He drew.
I would be like, oh, my son is an amazing artist. I didn't know he could grow like that.
Right, but now you're being silly.
Am I safe?
But the point is that at that point, do you send him back? But do you send him back to class, or do you say
I'll be like, take an art class?
I really don't think they should go to jail at all. They should, because they're suffering already because they know their son's a murderer.
Let me ask all you guys. Let me ask you this question, and I need you guys to answer because you guys wanted me to answer. I answered. I need you guys to answer.
Stop looking your eyes.
If a child,
a
young man,
15 years old.
All of a sudden, you guys want to use young man now. All of a sudden,
we're changing it on him.
He's under 18.
Okay.
If 12 is a man.
He's not. And he's not responsible for his own life. He's under responsibility of his parents. If he has a picture drawing him killing people and saying blood everywhere, saying that he has thoughts in his mind, knowing what you guys all know, what we all know about thoughts and demons, and he's saying he has this, and the parents are saying send him home, would you say no, let him go back to school?
I would want him in an insane asylum.
Exactly.
I would want him committed.
Is that okay? What do you think?
I would say call the paddy wagon.
Boom.
Right.
Get him out to school, right?
Right. Put him in a crazy.
Yeah,
place.
hopefully I'm the type of cause I don't know. I guess I'm the type of dad who let this go crazy. But hopefully I see that and it's like it makes me just be like I need to do something different. My child has no love and hopefully I do something different.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Which
what?
is perfect. The parents missed the signs, and the parents raised this 15-year-old. The parents got him a gun. The parents were all involved in this from the very beginning up until 15. And on top of it, they ignore the signs. Lock him up.
So if a wife asks her husband if the dress look right, he should just say yes, even if it doesn't.
Yeah.
Because she needs to feel, emotional. And I was thinking, but suppose your wife, the dress doesn't look right, and she go out of the house with a dress on that look awful on her. Everybody else gonna be laughing at her.
You tell her that anyway. Then she'll learn from the laugh, and then now she's not mad at you.
No, she gonna be mad at you because you lied
But
to
she
her.
know when she look in the mirror. Come on.
Not necessarily. She looks in the mirror with the makeup on, and that's a bit too much makeup.
Dang, Chad, was I
Your
beta?
husband's supposed to be true, honest with you.
Dang.
So were you joking that the husband should tell her a lie because
No,
she
I
would be
think you should
emotional?
say it. I think you should say it. Because
Right.
I think that,
Well, why you say that then?
no, I think you should tell them that, like, you
It
could tell them,
doesn't
no,
look right.
no, you're like, you're beautiful, honey.
Even if she's not,
Yeah. Because you're insecure.
that's why
She
she
said
didn't
that
know.
But she
asked-
only,
She fishes for compliments because men don't give compliments. She said
Right.
women do that.
Oh, she's just fishing for a compliment?
Yeah.
So
Women
wanna
think
know?
that they look good in this dress, and they'll ask the husband, "Does this dress make me look fat?" And meanwhile, like she's smoking.
I think they ask because it's insecure. They're just insecure. And then they doubt
thing.
how
then
they
you don't help.
really, what they really know.
And
They
then you
doubt
don't
the
help
truth.
insecurity.
Yeah, and they're identifying with their body, and they're all full of this ego, and they're asking you to feed their ego.
So you don't help
But I think it's okay to feed the ego every once in a while.
Beta.
But she also
No, you
said
can
like
feed it. I feed their ego. I feed their ego.
she also said about getting flowers. She was like, "Well, I want you to want to get me flowers."
Yeah,
you know?
that would I disagree with.
Do you realize that blacks are, no one like black people? The Mexicans don't like them. The Hispanics don't like them. The whites don't like them. Good black people don't like them.
Exactly.
The Asians, because you guys are so violent and complaining.
Jesse, you black.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
Do you
Jesse,
realize,
you're black.
No, do you realize that most people don't like you guys?
Oh,
You
I wonder
people?
why that is.
Because you're
Exactly.
so mean and complaining and nasty.
No,
Exactly.
it's because of
Crying all the
racism
time.
and white supremacy, Jesse. It's because of the white gaze
know
on
what?
the black body.
That bag you have over there, that cotton picking bag.
Yes. So is your husband ahead of you?
Oh, that's so good. Yes, my husband is my king. He is the king of the castle.
Right on. Being a Oscar-winning actress, you're a worker, you know how to be independent. What is it like to have a man that's the head of you can look up to and admire?
It's an honor.
Yeah.
And it took me a minute to get there because I was that independent, empowered Black woman that couldn't nobody.
Hey, Mr. President, take this home. Home. Home.
The wall going up. The wall going up.
It's long overdue.
The wall going up.
30-foot wall.
The wall going up. At the border, I'm stunned.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. Welcome to the show. It is Wednesday again. Believe it or not, it's Wednesday again. What the? That's amazing, huh? We just had one. What the? You can get involved by calling 888-7753, 773, 888-77-JESSE. My brand new biblical question, and it's a doozy, and this wasn't mine. Like a lot of biblical, I hear what people say sometimes, or I read a little something, and other people come up with an idea. My producer, Sean, came up with this one. Can you ever really know another person? Can you ever really know another person? What an amazing question. Amazing. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. Amazing. And some of you are busy in the morning. You're not able to just sit and watch the show because of whatever reason, your time. You got to work out. You got to build a wall. You got to fight with the fentanyl people. You got to fight with your neighbor. You got to call somebody up and gossip. You got to get revenge on someone. So you might not have time to sit and watch the show. But whatever you're doing and wherever you are around the world, we are heard around the world by everybody and their mama. So whatever you're doing and wherever you are, you could be listening to the show on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500. Isn't that amazing? And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP talk. buymeacoffee.com/JLP talk. Or rebuildingtheman.com. You can go there as well. rebuildingtheman.com. Manhood Hour is coming up in the third hour today. Every Wednesday is Manhood Hour. There are a couple lines of if you want to jump in there really fast. I need my experts in here right now. They didn't know I was going to ask this question because I thought about it yesterday. It occurred to me, and I wondered, and time went by. So I want Nick, James, and Joel in studio. I have an expert question. What's wrong with you? Is you high? Hake is stumbling in. Hake is stumbling in. And I know the anchor baby is real busy all the time, so he's here though. 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. So my experts are here, and so I wonder, I may have been thinking about these two questions for the last couple of days. And I'm like, let me ask my experts this. And I want to, so this is the anchor baby to my right and your left. That's the anchor baby. And the anchor baby is the host of the American Anchor Baby from at 12 noon Pacific time, Monday through Thursday, and Fridays at 4. Thank you. Can Hassan disappear for a minute? Just for a minute. No.
Just I need to switch spots.
Right, switch spots for a minute. It's for white people only. Nice.
Morning, thank you.
All right. So how come the anchor baby hair is being cut off?
Wait, what? You mean like
the top of your head? Oh, okay. But now you look
I was adjusting my seat.
Oh, okay. Okay. So this is the anchor baby. He's the host of the Anchor Baby show on this network, and also an expert on the Jesse Lee Peterson show. And to my other right is Joel Friday. He's black, and he's he's the host of Joel Friday every day except Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific time, right here on this network. And to his right and my left, the Hake. This is James. The Hake Report, Monday through Friday from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. Both are experts on the Jesse Lee Peterson show. So, Anchor Baby, I'll start with you first.
About what?
I noticed that everybody and their mama drink water all day. They carry around water. They carry around water bottles, and then they'll yell at you if you don't do it. Where did this idea come from that we need to drink water all day to the point we carry around water bottles?
The internet.
The internet for real?
I think so, because I remember when, let's say I got the idea, I want to be healthy. I want to be a physical person. I Googled it, and everything says, hydrate. You got to drink water. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. And I grew up in the time where when you have a question, when something pops in your head, you Google it, which is maybe not always a bad thing.
And so Google said to drink water all day?
Yes. And I remember everywhere I looked, it would tell me something like 8 liters a day. And everyone I know that works out, I feel like I've seen the water bottles get bigger over time.
They have. They got bigger, more expensive, more attractive, and everything.
They're smart bottles. I'm thinking about someone I know's brother who I just saw the other day. This bottle like this big, and it made me think about you. What you were saying. But hey, that water looked refreshing, and I don't know.
Joe, where did you get the idea from that you have to drink water all day, carry a water bottle in your car, in your backpack, and everywhere? Where did you get that from?
I don't know if I got it from anywhere. It just kind of like end up happening. But I mean, I don't see it. I don't see the negative. I don't see the negative in it. Like I feel, and there could be some like major like expert push on it that could be like a little bit of the influence of why like I don't deny it. But I don't know. I mean, when your water is in your system and it's washing you out, and then you're going to the bathroom a bunch of times a day, I think that's a healthy thing. I don't see it as.
Why is it healthy?
Because you're releasing all the bad toxins that are in your body. I think that's a good thing to do.
You have that much bad toxins inside?
Well, I mean,
pee all day?
The cleaner your body is, it seems like it's the better.
Really?
But I mean, I'm not a professional, but that just makes sense to me.
And what made you think that water clean your body all day?
Because when you have to go to the bathroom, you're releasing everything that's in your body that your body takes in.
So does it clean the blood too?
It cleans everything.
Even the blood?
I don't know.
Oh.
I think dialysis cleans the blood. No, I don't know.
But it's good to stay hydrated. But
Okay.
I can't tell you why.
Refute that. Sorry.
I'm sorry? You said
I
what?
said refute that, but then you were going to Hake. My bad.
No, go ahead.
No, I was asking you to refute Joel.
Oh, I am in a minute. I just want to get my experts in first.
Yeah.
Now you got the chance to say water is poisonous.
You can get water poison, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
You can overdose on
Absolutely.
Where
water.
are we going here? What are we doing here? What are we talking about now?
You didn't know you could overdose on water?
You really can.
You can.
Yeah?
But it has to be a lot. Like, it's a crazy amount.
Well, that's why
You
y'all
have to be
drink so
drinking,
much.
like-
It
They
is
just
a
playing,
lot.
You can
They
wash
just
away
playing,
all your
guys.
nutrients.
No, but you have to be drinking like, people who get who overdose on water is because they're doing like a challenge and they're drinking gallon after gallon.
But still, you can debilitate yourself by washing away the nutrients that you just ate.
Yep.
Really?
That's what I heard.
I think
Debilitate.
It
What
sounds
does that
right.
mean?
It
That
sounds
does
like it's
sound
true.
It is true.
What do you mean debilitate? Make it blacker.
You can make yourself less healthy. You don't get as much nutrients out of the food that you're eating.
If you dilute it with water?
If you have too much water when you're eating.
Why do you think millennial men and women are so wheezy and undeveloped?
Anemic.
Anemic
that means
looking.
because they weren't breastfed.
They're formula babies.
And they're
drinking too much
water.
water.
and they're diluted.
They're putting chemicals in the water.
What's the better option? Soda or water? What are we doing?
Let me get Hake first in here first. I know the Hake, you drink water all day long.
Yeah, I probably drink
and
the most water out of
you carry
anybody.
around water like a salesman.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you get the idea that you need to drink so much water?
Two things. So I ran cross country in high school,
Yeah.
and the coach said, if your urine is yellow, that means you're not well hydrated.
I heard that too.
It's supposed to be more clear. Otherwise, you're dehydrated, and you should be hydrated before like a race. You're
Like
going to
a
run
what?
3 miles.
Oh,
And so from that, I drank more water because also I was thirsty from running around in the heat in California.
And so,
But-
are you still running? But what?
But also, my dad in the late 90s, started passing around this book that he read called Your Body's Many Cries for Water. And he's like, yeah, that's true. And so that, and then also on top of all that stuff, your body just functions better. You're less likely to get all constipated and have problems like that. All kinds of things.
Really?
And then also the healthy, good-looking people, they carry around a water bottle even back in the early 90s in high school.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Amazing. And so, what do you say about that?
About that? It sound like amen.
What do you say about that, Anchor
It's
Baby?
called optimal. It's called being optimal. And
What does that mean?
it's like, okay, maybe you don't necessarily need it. Your body can go on without. It can. The body is a resilient thing, but in a modern age where you got all this around you, the 90s, you want to look pretty. You want to be optimal. You may not need it, but you
look
want to be
pretty.
you want to be
Only the
hydrating.
90s.
So whatever you may need, you got an excess of it,
So you can look pretty.
and your body's just like James said, it's got the
you don't need-
circulation station going.
So you're saying that you don't need it, but to enhance your ability or your looks
What I
or
mean is,
hydration,
you can survive, obviously.
Right.
But who wants to survive? We want to thrive.
Right.
We want to go above.
You do have to go to the bathroom more. And when I
always thought that was
would
a good
when I would work at in the cabinet business, my installers would only have to go like once a day, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's kind of smart not to drink water so much.
Yeah.
And then Dr. Singh, who used to be on your show, would
Right.
say, don't drink water
Hey,
after
Dr.
7
Z.
Don't drink water after 7 p.m. because then you're disrupting your sleep. You have to get up during the night.
Right. I ran
that's not
track
optimal.
too. I ran track down in Alabama, and we had to run track out in the hot sun.
Humid.
It was just hot. We had to practice in the hot, and everything. But we were never told to drink all that water. And we were
you
working
have
in
water
the cotton field, and we were never told to drink all that water. And because inside of us, there is something that let us know when we need water. You get thirsty when you want water or near thirsty or something. We have an inside thing that let us know, and not on Google to tell you that you got to drink it all day and all night and carry the bottle around and all that kind of mess.
What about the
happened
books?
to that in y'all?
What about the books in the
What happened
90s?
to that in y'all?
But
No,
Nobody
I
ever-
I can refute this. Sorry, but I know people who got like kidney stones from not drinking enough water.
Boom.
Because they're
'Cause
wheat
it-
boomers.
So, irregardless, which is not a word, they didn't drink enough water, and then at the end of the day, they would drink like a gallon. But they got kidney stones, and they had to pass the kidney stones from
See?
not drinking enough
But
Well,
water.
those are just sickly, weakly people.
But
No,
also
it's
you
not-
gotta-
because they're not drinking enough water.
What do you
See?
say?
But at your time, maybe you guys were like hydrated. Maybe you guys had the right foods. You were stringing up chickens with your hands.
And it's humid over there. in the-
Wait, Jesse,
Yeah.
this might settle it. Did you drink a lot of milk growing up?
Not a lot, but I drink milk.
Milk is the
Oh.
most hydrating substance known to man.
That's it.
But
Nick stands by it.
It's actually more hydrating than Gatorade and Powerade,
what that mean?
meaning it hydrates you better than water and Powerade.
Also, they have tricked y'all, made a fool out of y'all. Because not only did somebody tell you you need to drink water all day, they told you need to buy it. And then you start buying water. And then they told you that you don't drink it out of a bottle, glass bottle, but out of plastic bottle. And then you start drinking it out of plastic bottle. And now they're telling you, well, the plastic stuff is not really that good for you. Go back to bottle, glass. And so, do y'all see that another trick been played on you, and people just making money off of you?
I never.
It's all about the money.
But I never did
Do you
it.
see that?
I never did it. But I never drank because somebody told me to. I never
You
drank
did.
more water.
Even if you didn't see it on Google, your environment, all your little
No, I mean, I don't
millennial,
drink-
everybody drinking
But
water.
I'm not doing it because like I gotta get healthy. Like I'm not like.
You're
yeah.
unconsciously doing it because everybody around you doing it.
No, I mean I'm not.
They
like,
even walking around the
influenced.
gym with a bottle in their hand all day.
Right, but I'm not. But
I'm
I've
different.
never had to do that.
I'm my own person.
Yeah, right.
I didn't even.
If you stop drinking water, the water business is going out of business.
No, but I don't buy bottles of water. I drink it out of the tap.
But you buy the bottle.
Well, I only ever
Reuses.
bought a bottle when I went on like a backpacking trip. That was my first Nalgene bottle, and I've had that for years.
You had the same bottle?
But I
And then
will
I
agree.
reuse the same little glass bottles now that they say to drink out of glass.
They told you to drink.
I will agree, though. I think that it's not you don't have to depend on water to survive. Meaning, like, oh, if I don't have enough water, I don't think it should be that intense. But
It can be like a fear, distraction, compulsion thing for sure. I can understand that.
it doesn't have to be a thriving thing, like Nick is saying. I agree to that.
Listen, Nick said it's to be pretty.
I don't think
That's one of the things, right? It's called optimal.
When you
You can survive with less, sure, but why would you want to be in survival mode? Wouldn't you want your body to always just have everything it needs all the time? You don't always. It wasn't always possible, maybe for everybody, but in a time like today in America,
alcohol
there's nothing
drinkers
stopping you.
drinkers need water because they dehydrate themselves, and that's what that hungover feeling is because their brain is
That's not true.
dehydrated. It's a
The
fact.
bombs on the street don't drink a lot of water, but they drink a lot of alcohol.
And
And
look
they're
at
in
them.
good shape.
I know.
They're actually,
What?
they're not a good example.
Their brains
They
are
look amazing.
dehydrated. That's
They
why
get
they're like
sleep.
that.
That's right. They get sleep.
they
They,
get
don't
hella
work.
sleep,
They don't work.
They also got a lot of thoughts,
They
a
get
lot
sunshine.
of demons.
but they
Well,
look better than you.
Do you think there's
no, they're not tall.
do you think that that we should be drinking alkaline over tap water?
I don't even know what that is.
Alkaline is like the healthiest
Less
water
acidic.
you could drink, like the purest water.
What makes it healthy?
No.
Because acid is bad for you.
Pure.
Alkaline is good for you.
Alkaline
Who
is.
made that one up?
Right?
Jesus.
When we were growing up, we drank water from the well.
See, we don't have wells. We don't have that, Jesse.
You don't understand. Okay. You gotta, Jesse. It's an interesting point because bottled water is like the most consumed type of beverage, and it's funny how that
Yeah.
happened. It was like soda, and then the beverage companies got an idea. They were like, let's put it in bottles and put a brand on it. It's kind of an amazing thing what happened. But you're gonna be thanking them soon because with all these DEI people going into government and all that, we can't even trust our own water. We're gonna be thanking the corporations who have the clean water in the bottles.
You're not going to know the difference. They're all going to say it's clean. Nick,
That's
so what?
No, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for
Nick,
sure.
so do you ever hear from that natural God-given thing inside of you that says you want water?
Yeah.
You hear from that sometimes?
Yeah, especially when I work out.
And
Especially when it's like I definitely need it.
when the last time you drank water from a glass?
From a glass? Well, I'm lucky because I have like a filter. I have like this filter coming out of my sink at home. So I get to just grab a cup and get filter water out of this filter.
And when
How
the
you know
last
that's
time you
healthy?
drank water from a glass?
I don't know if it's healthy.
When the last time you drank water from a glass?
From a glass?
Yeah, you know what a glass is, right?
Also
It
drink milk.
looked like this, but it's see-through.
Clear.
And it's bigger.
I have
Taller.
glasses at my place, but I never drink out of them. I never
When the
drink
last
water.
time you drank water from a glass?
Long time.
Like when? See?
Probably not even this year.
Whoa. How about you, Hake?
3 weeks ago at Factor's famous deli.
Oh, Lord.
Because I don't like to have
you
to
must
clean a
left your
glass.
bottle at home.
Yeah, I
or
just
in the
reuse
car.
the bottle over and over and over again. I never have to wash it. It's much better.
One last thing about the water thing. You said that it does something for the kidney or something?
Yeah, because
But that thing inside of us let us know that it's time to drink water so it can do the kidney out.
just like I've trained my body to have water withdrawals before it actually needs water, you can train your body not to realize that it needs water when it needs water.
Oh.
What?
So, like, I go through water withdrawals if I don't have water, like, every hour.
You do? Every hour.
Explain that.
That one's
Mike.
new for me. I never heard of
I'm parched. I forgot
God.
my water bottle. I started to leave a water bottle right here because I started coughing and hacking while reading the news a couple weeks ago. I'm like, I need some water, but nobody was listening to the news in here, so nobody brought me any water. But you can train your body not to realize that it needs water. Like you can, you just ignore it.
So how do you explain my generation before me and
Whole
my
bunch of
generation?
kidney stones.
They lived until they were 100, 110, 80, 90, and they didn't drink a lot of water. They only drank water when this thing inside said you want water.
But they were also
And-
properly. Oh,
and
go
they
ahead.
didn't. Thank you. And they didn't have. And they didn't have kidney stones or anything. They were healthy. They weren't fat, and they were healthy. They saw doctors less than you guys do nowadays. They weren't sickly.
You guys.
Meaning millennials. How do you explain they live so long and so well and just drink water normally when the water thing said drink some water inside?
Because they did everything in moderation. They came from the Depression, and so they
weren't depressed.
No, I'm talking about the Great Depression where
They weren't for no Great Depression.
Yeah, they saved their stuff. They didn't spend a whole lot of money. They didn't eat a whole lot of crap, and they ate and drank in moderation. Didn't drink alcohol. I remember my dad, to your point, was remarking after he was passing around this book to everybody, "Your body's many cries for water." He was remarking about how my grandparents, they would just have like orange juice in the morning.
Yeah.
And my grandma did live until like 98.
Yes.
Although my grandpa did die at like 80.
Your grandmama killed her with her stress.
Yeah, he had Parkinson's.
See?
Yeah.
But
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the theory, my theory is that similar to that. It's like you didn't. It's funny that you have all the people today going like, health. We're gonna be healthy. Drink the water. It's gonna make you so healthy. But I think it's born out of like they're realizing everything else is falling apart. But hey, I'm drinking the water, so I'm getting healthy. But the increment, the boost they're getting is so minimal when just sleeping well, just not being fat would be like already a way greater help than I
you
drink
gotta
8
look at it
liters
like
every
this
day.
Too. Like I look at it like this too. Is that like to add to what
Hake.
James is saying is that imagine being a kid growing up, like millennial, whatever, and then the parents are just giving them sweets and sugar and all these, and they weren't breastfed, and then Kool-Aid,
Formula dehydrates you.
and all that stuff, the formula, all that stuff that's man-made, right? And then you grow up like being dependent on that because you're so used to it. That's like your food, and that's what you crave, and that's what you want. And then you have that, and you have that, and then by the time you hit like 20, then like you realize like, oh shoot, I might be too dependent on this stuff. But now your body's all jacked up, and you're overweight, and you're fat. Then it's like, we got to get on this, put this water here every day to dress out the system. So we were. It wasn't like back then. We're all jacked up now. We wish we grew up on the plantation.
And we work on computers. We
bet.
don't work in the fields. A bunch of us work on computers now.
What a mess.
So we don't realize
So
our
So
body's
the
not
water's a cope.
circulating.
So the water's a big cope.
We're
We're like, hey, but I'm healthy. I'm drinking my water. And you don't sleep. You're fat. You know. And I personally think
depressed.
it is a little healthier and optimal, but it's like you're not sleeping. You're fat. Who cares about the 8 liters of water?
Yeah. Hey, you say your grandparents are how old?
Well, my grandma lived till like 98, I want to say. And my other grandparents, they both lived into their 90s.
And your
So-
grandfather how old?
80.
Well, that's a long life too.
He had all my whole childhood, it was like a decline, Parkinson's decline.
Oh, I see.
His quality of life was bad.
Monsieur lived at 110. And I think Miss Seager did too.
Who's Miss Sugar, Miss E girl?
And Miss May. And they didn't drink a lot of water.
How do you know?
I'm around them.
But they're active, and so they're circulating. That's naturally also like when you're moving around, that's also moving your body. Us who have sedentary lifestyles and jobs, we have to drink to like increase
Do y'all
the circulation.
feel like y'all been played, that the money making business is playing you?
No.
I would hate.
What do you say? Anchorman, you feel like you've been
I
played?
don't own a smart bottle, so as far as I'm concerned, I'm not hoodwinked.
Okay.
Oh, it makes
But it is
Nice.
interesting that like
What'd you
the
say?
different habits that you get, you go overboard with the different habits that you get, even like the quote unquote healthy ones.
Amazing.
And you don't even realize that you're doing something that you don't need to be doing.
Read this that Sean gave us. You see it?
Oh yes.
My producer.
New
This is from
Yorker.
the New Yorker.
David Foster Wallace said, whoever that is, there are these two young fish swimming along, and they happen to meet an older fish swimming the other way, who nods at them and says, "Morning, boys. How's the water?" And the two young fish swam on for a bit, and then eventually one of them looks over at the other and says, "What the hell is water?" H-E double toothpicks. Don't say that, kids.
I'll go ahead.
You know what?
I will say though that there's a big thing of not listening to that thing within that tells you that is ignored.
Yeah.
That is a problem.
Yeah, I don't even
So
know you
will say
have it,
that.
right?
No,
I don't know. I have it.
but I think that
You shut down that voice.
that is important though. That's really important. So I
But
agree
most
with
people
that.
don't even know that God gave you that thing inside to let you know when your body needs some water, so you don't drown yourself.
But maybe that thing is telling me always drink more, drink more.
Yeah, the devil.
The wrong thing.
The commercials. Does a fish know that it's in water?
The older fish knows it, but the young fish are like, "What in the world is this? What are you talking about?" So that's what I'm saying. Is it possible that in more humid environments, you guys don't need to drink as much water? Because you're swimming in water, basically, by walking around in the humid air.
And some of us, we're more closer to nature and life and real life inside and everything.
Yeah.
We knew the warning signs.
We're all
Because it's in a-
distracted.
it's
That's
like-
true. Nothing is more distracting than this stuff.
Yeah. It's like when you don't work, this natural gift from God doesn't grow. And so
Yeah.
you become dependent rather independent because you didn't naturally develop with what you've been given to develop from work.
Makes sense.
I have one other short, quick question. I love that quote from the New Yorker, though. Thank you, Sean.
Nice.
I have one other quick question from you guys, and then we'll get to the calls and stuff. 888-7753-773. Quick break. Back in a moment. I have books that are amazing. I highly recommend you get them. 7 Guaranteed Steps to Spiritual, Family, and Financial Success Guide. Even if you're not starting a business, but you have a job, or you're on welfare, it can help you if you do. Be doers of the word, all right? From rage to responsibility. From rage. That's what I write about in the first chapter, especially how I overcame. Scam. How the black leadership exploits black Americans. They are using them, and blacks are too willing to be used. And then my last book, The Antidote, Healing America from the Poison of Hate, Blame, and Victimhood. They are all amazing books, and they are helpful. Go to rebuildingtheman.com if you want an autographed copy, or call 800-411-2663. Okay, welcome back. I'm going to get to your calls and super chats in a minute. I have one more question for my experts, and then we'll move forward. I'll start with Joel with this one. since I started with the Anchor Baby. For those who are just tuning in, to my far left is the Anchor Baby, the host of the Anchor Baby show here on this network, Monday through Thursday at 12 noon and Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific time. And an expert here on JustLeePeterson.com. And to my other right, Joel Friday, he black. The Joel Friday TV at 11 a.m. Pacific time, Monday through Thursday, and also an expert here. And to his left or right is the Hake of the Hake Report.com, Monday through Friday at 9 to 11, from 9 to 11 Pacific time. And also a host here, also an expert here on this show. I'll start with you, Joel. What is a human being? I hear a lot about, I'm human. We're all human. We're all the same. I'm just a human being. I'm not perfect because I'm a human. What is a human being?
I think the human being is the natural urges that come from the body. I think it's totally absent of the spirit. It's just how we are in our natural carnal nature. I feel like that's what people identify as human being, meaning like when we make mistakes, it always relates to anything that's like when we fall short or make mistakes or do things impulsively, people always refer that to be, oh, well, he's just a human being. So
what's a knackered carnal? Like corn?
So like the
carnal means like your body.
Like flesh.
What? Your flesh, your body.
Like carne.
Right.
Yeah.
So like
Masada. Sorry.
Yeah, so anything that's
I've been to Masada in Israel.
No, carne asada.
I've been to Masada. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I think it is, though. I think it's just anything that's like those type of, those impulsive desires that come up. That's what people relate to as human being or humans. That's it.
What is a human being? I hear about a lot now. People tell me, well, I'm just a human.
When they say that, you're asking me what they mean when they say that?
No, I'm asking you, what is a human being?
Oh, a human being is one of us.
What?
One of us. Like you, me,
that doesn't
Joel.
answer that.
But when they're saying that, I agree with Joel. They're making excuses to...
No, I'm asking you, what is a human being?
Oh. An imperfect person.
There you go. Why are you laughing so hard?
Do you not want
Am I wrong?
We talked so much about water. Did you go get water during the break?
I did.
I
brought it.
You should hear it when he drinks out of it. It's like ASMR. It's
Oh,
really
yeah.
satisfying.
It goes... Gum, 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 gum.
So what is a human being?
Like I said, an imperfect person. Made in the image of God, though.
So you think a human being is made in the image of God?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know what it means, but it's in the Bible.
So are we called human beings in the Bible?
No, that's
So
science.
What?
Science did that.
They made up the word human being?
I think.
Oh, is that true?
It makes sense. It makes sense because in the Bible it refers to us as the spirit.
Man.
And the flesh, though. It says the flesh, but yeah, a human being.
Anchor Baby, what's a human being?
That word, a human being, I see it the way the world sees it and how I grew up seeing it. And when I really examine it, the world sees that word as being an animal. A human being is this body we have, these feelings we have, being this animal. I don't know if they fully understand that's what they're saying, but that's how I see that word as well. And you know what? Lately, I've been laughing at that word because I'll hear people say, oh, that was so human, or that was such a human response, or that is such human music.
I know, I hear it a lot.
That's such human music. And I'm thinking, wait, as opposed to what? An alien? Like, that's so human. That is such a human response. As compared to what? Like an alien? Like, what are you talking about? There's only humans. So I think That's how I see that word. I see it how everybody else sees it.
How?
Animals and bodies.
They mean like a woman rather than being all aggressive like a man and alpha.
That dude.
They mean being soft, emotional, nice.
Hake, why is it that the people who are really into the human being thing, why do they expect less of a human being? They don't think you can ever get better.
Right.
And that's included the Christian too.
It's
why is that?
Because everybody says nobody's perfect. And so they use that to excuse having the S word out of wedlock and all these things. They like
having what word out of wedlock?
Sex. The S word.
The whisper made it.
Made me want to listen.
You said the S word?
Yeah.
Like when you go to the bathroom?
No.
S word, Joel.
No, not. I'm talking about
Don't say that
an
one,
excuse. It's because we like
What?
we like excuses.
Oh, that's why human beings don't expect to ever get better. They just expect the worst all the time.
Right.
Because they say I'm only human.
Yeah.
Why do human beings expect never to get better?
I mean, I kind of agree with the excuse thing. Is that I think it's the most easy and natural way of living. And when I say natural, is that like people naturally do these things, like as far as like emotional feelings, they're the most easy and natural thing that happens. So people identify with it. And they think that it's them, and they claim it, and it feels normal to them. And it's easy. It's easy to have feelings. It's easy to get caught up in it. So I think that's why they do it.
Oh. Do you expect your human nature to get better?
What? When I started realizing that there's also a spirit, then, and realizing that there's times where we live through the spirit, then I realized that the human thing is you can overcome.
So you expect your human nature to get better?
I expect to overcome it.
Overcome what?
The human thing.
Overcome what? The human thing.
But
what's the human thing?
I never feel like it's I don't even know if I know how to explain it, but I just never feel like the human thing is that that's where I'm gonna stay forever.
What do you mean?
The feelings and the emotions and those things.
Is that human?
That's so human.
That is. Do you expect your human self to ever get better? Anchor baby Nick.
I'm not even sure what that means. What is my? Do I expect by? I guess I know what you mean. I may be getting too intellectual, but I'm hearing you say, do you expect your human nature to get better? I'm like,
do you expect your human being self to get better?
I don't expect it not to get better. I think it can get better.
Do you expect it to get better?
That's just. I'm having trouble with the question. I expect it to get better. I don't want to expect it to get better. Like, I know that it's. I feel like part of me knows that it's possible.
That's a good question though, because
expect it to be. Yeah, sure. Yes.
Did he have his hand? We have a student in the classroom that has his hand up. Yes, sir. Hassan, another expert here, and the engineer.
Show your face.
I was drinking water. No, I just wanted to say that, yeah, I think the human being is unique from all other beings because we have the awareness to have the ability to change.
So you expect your human nature to get better?
We have the opportunity.
Do you expect your human nature to get better?
Yeah.
Have you ever drank water from a glass before?
No. Even when no, because I have OCD, so when I go over people's houses and they pour something in the glass, what I do, now people will see me do this, but I like do this weird thing where I don't have my lips touch the glass.
You waterfall the glass?
Pretty much, but in a way to where you can't tell.
What?
Because I'm like a real fanatic about it. But anyway, But anyway,
So you have OCD, that means you drink too much water?
What's
No.
OCD?
He
I don't know, it doesn't matter.
overdrank water.
I was coming in to give a deep spiritual point here. I was channeling Russell Brand.
What a mess.
Okay.
I do think it's a deep question though, because you can't. Your what do you call it?
Human nature.
Yeah, your human nature can never get better, and that's the thing is that I think that people in the world think that they're trying to make their human side get better, and you can't like make your feelings or your emotions or any of those type of cravings better. You have to die. I mean, you have to walk in the spirit.
You said your human nature can never get better.
It can't get better.
Get better from what?
Because it's
from what?
Dead.
Oh, you dead right now?
The human.
Slap him
the
and see
human
if he
nature.
dead.
It's lifeless.
Smack him, Hake.
I don't know why I want to do that on the air.
You're not in control.
So get better from what?
That's what I'm saying. You can't get the human thing. I don't even know what you keep calling it. Nature. It can't get
What's
better.
wrong with the human nature?
It's lifeless.
What?
It's lifeless.
Oh.
That's why we have to have the spirit to live. Or if there's no spirit, you're dead.
Oh. So real fast, this is it story. So some of you may have heard, this is from New York Times, and I need you guys to respond to this fast. Judge, let's see here. I want you guys to respond to this. You probably never heard it before. This is from CNN. The fascinating story behind a pre-presidency photo shot with Donald Trump. Watch this from CNN.
This was first brought to the district by the district attorney's office to Judge Merchan, alleging that Donald Trump should be held in contempt for violating 10 different
That's MSNBC.
The second one from CNN.
Pardon. So the fascinating story behind a pre-presidency photo.
Yes.
Boom.
My next guest is one of the world's best-known photographers, whose portraits have defined the pages of Time, Rolling Stone, The New Yorker. He goes simply by one name, Platon. There are leaders sometimes who will define history for better or worse. Donald Trump, Benjamin Netanyahu, Vladimir Putin. Platon has photographed all three. In fact, he's photographed more than 40 world leaders, including 3 U.S. presidents. But it was Trump who surprised him the most. What was that setup? What were you saying? I mean, he's way at the back of the frame.
This is, I've been told, one of his favourite rooms. It's the boardroom in Trump Tower, where everyone would get fired in his TV show. This is before he was president, before even the election campaign started properly. Yeah. I remember saying to him, Donald, let's just be human. I said, let's be human together. I said, we've all followed your career. No one can doubt it's an extraordinary career path you've had. But there's always something about you. There's always an air of tension and controversy about things you say and do in public. And I'm sure it's intentional on your part, but it feels to me as if you're in the middle of an emotional storm. And I said, I can't live with that anxiety all the time. As a fellow human being, I'd like to know how you weather the storm. He calmly looked at me and he said, I am the storm.
Amazing. You say?
Well, in the way that he used it, the human thing, I think that he used it in the way that now it's starting to make more sense of why people use it, is it seems to be what helps people relate to each other, bring it back down to reality, because everybody makes mistakes. Everybody does these things.
What do you think about Trump saying he is the storm?
I thought this was for the human thing.
No.
Oh.
He black. Slow and black.
I wasn't even thinking about the rest. What's the question?
Oh, oops. God. You make me embarrassed to be black. You're embarrassing the black people. All of us. You're not representing.
I disavow these words. I rebuke. What was the question? So now I can answer it properly.
Trump said, "I am the storm." Like that guy was saying, he couldn't handle all that. There's too much pressure, blah, blah, blah. He looked at Trump calmly down and said, "I am the storm."
I mean, it's not surprising. That's definitely Trump language and Trump behavior. But
Trump behavior.
That's definitely, I mean, I don't really have much to say about it.
What do you think about Trump saying, "I am the storm"?
It reminds me of an interview you did in 2016 about what is a man. You asked Mike Cernovich, what is a man? And he said a man imposes himself on the world. And that's what Trump does. He just imposes himself on the world. It's just being himself, and the people are overreacting to him. But apparently he's calm.
Amazing. And when you think about "I am the storm," of all the presidents and folks that the guy interviewed, according
the
to
most
this,
amazing response, the most perfect response.
Beautiful. In what way?
No, I'm just doing some Trump talk there.
Oh.
But on the storm thing, I love that response, really, because I think a lot of people don't realize that you can be calm in the storm. You can't, because people think, oh, if only I could calm the thoughts, calm everything around me, then I'll have peace, then I'll be calm. But you could, to see a man go through the storm and still be calm is proof.
And tell the water to be still.
Yep.
You tell the situation to calm down. And the situation calm down.
I believe it. You know, I totally missed that whole clip, so I can't respond to that.
Meanwhile, the other guy wants to be all soft and beta, and
right,
and
human.
Let's just be lame together.
A human.
Yeah, it proves that's what people mean by human. They mean weakness. Oh, can I have a human moment with you? They wanted him to show weakness, or from one human to another. Tell me, he was sincere there. He wanted to.
And if
get over what he was going through.
if he doesn't show weakness, they'll try to destroy him. They'll try to make you show weakness.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that crazy?
To be human.
When you're in the storm, you're not being human.
Right.
They're going to bring you down to make you be human.
Right.
That's evil.
Yeah.
And you missed the whole thing.
Sure did. But you guys explained it.
I've
never seen. That's why what I like about Trump is that he never seems to overreact, and he always seems to have that strong. I'm sure he has his little things that he's dealing with in the, like everybody else, but in the public and how he portrays himself is very bold, strong, and courage, calm.
Didn't he say something about, Sean, in my ear, did he say something like he's God or one with God or something? Oh, remember he said he was the chosen one.
Oh, yeah.
I am the chosen one.
He looked up at this guy.
I am the chosen one. Amazing. Just imagine how amazing life would be on earth if every human being lived that way, thought that way. But you're all human.
And we need water.
I bet you Trump drink water.
Healing water. Huh?
I bet you Trump drink water.
Who?
Trump.
Trump drinks Diet
No,
Coke.
he drinks Diet Coke out of a glass bottle.
Let's go.
Uh-huh.
So
a
that's
lot.
the new diet.
And
Everybody
he gets
just water
he's getting irritated in court because he can't have Diet Coke in court.
He only drinks water behind when the cameras are not on because he can't sell that. He's
from the old school. Y'all gotta drink water. He drink Coke. James, anybody responding to the water situation?
Yeah, in the super chats.
Right, super chat.
Donnie Girl's idea said,
I'm slower than Hassan.
With the Rumble rant, I had a professor when I studied abroad in 2011 ask, when does a fish know he is in water? When you take him out of it.
He said when he studied abroad?
She studied abroad, Dawn.
Oh, abroad.
Abroad, meaning out of the country.
Oh, I thought you said he had studied a woman who realized the fish was out of the water.
Maybe.
Repeat that again.
I had a professor when I studied abroad in 2011 ask, when does a fish know he is in water? When you take him out of it. Nice, huh?
Thank you. Sean said, I studied abroad in college, if you know what I mean.
I disavow.
So did Jesse.
That was Sean, my producer.
That's not funny.
Why everybody laughing so hard?
Oh.
Including
She
you.
was very intelligent, James.
Okay.
Jitsu James bought our coffee. Joel needs water because he dehydrated from dancing all the time. Laughing face with tears coming out. They used to call him Hake the Lake. He drank so much water running track. Nerd emoji.
Thank you.
I feel like there was another one. Oh, yeah. Donnie Grove's idea says, best experts this side of heaven. Hope my internet holds out today. You make my work fly by like 90 going north.
Nice. Thank you.
And over on Twitch, Falcon Ing says, homunculus.
That's a human being?
Homuncurusu, Latin for little human, Japanese for artificial human. And a whole bunch of Chinese or characters or something.
Homunculus.
Thank you for the contribution.
Yeah, thank you very much. Anybody responding to the human? And that's the only response for the human?
No, the urinal chills in response to the clip about Trump. That's deep.
That's what he said?
Yep.
That is deep. So deep.
Indeed.
Amazing. Thank you.
NF says, Jesse, you are so right about the water. I keep a 40-ounce stainless steel water bottle with me all the time, and I have a collection of bottles for my kids. My 7-year-old son absolutely refuses to drink it all day, no matter how many times I remind him.
Good for him.
He simply says, I'm not thirsty.
See?
Their father is a roofer and
See?
works out in the hot sun, sometimes 12 hours a day. He would never carry a water bottle. He won't carry a lunch bag or push a stroller either. Alpha males.
That's right. Alpha male, not beta male, with water.
Jed Hudson bought a coffee. This is so you can buy a bottle of water. Joking, Jed.
Thank you.
All right, I guess that's all the water related. Oh, the key says a human being is a person who bees like his father. Angel, devil, forgive my ebonics. Licking lips emoji.
I mean, thank you. I got to take a break.
All right.
When I come back, your phone calls and more super chats. 888-77-JESSE. Back in a moment. I recommend you get a copy of my book, From Rage to Responsibility. I write about how the spirit of anger was taken away from me 29 years ago. I forgave my mother who tried to turn me away from my father, and I returned to my father, and through him, my father on earth, and through him, I was able to return to God. No man or woman can return to God unless you go through the Son. And men are sons of God. There may be weak, pathetic examples of it, but it's the spiritual order of life. God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, and woman over children. So get From Rage to Responsibility. I write about that. Go to my website, rebuildingtheman.com for an autographed copy, or call 800-411-BOND. And donate to my nonprofit, Bond, the Brotherhood Organization of a New Destiny. We are rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man.
Controversial, which means halfway reasonable, abortion law in Florida went into effect at midnight, dropping the state's 15-week ban to a 6-week ban. Vice President, so-called, cackling Kamala Harris is now headed to the state, maybe she's already there, to speak about so-called reproductive rights, which is no such thing, amid the uptick in restrictions being adopted across the country. This is the end of hour 1 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Wednesday, the 1st of the month, May 1st, AD 2024. The rent's due, or you have 10 days to pay the mortgage or whatever. I don't know. Do your thing. Stay tuned for hour 2. JLP will be right back to your calls. There is one line open. You can call in right now. During Hake News, Not Fake News, tomorrow is the first Thursday of the month, May 2nd. 7 p.m. at Bond in Los Angeles is the Men's Forum. So do join us. Men's Forum for the men only. Guys, even if you're not a alpha male man, you could be a beta man and come and join us. Nice. Rebuildingtheman.com/events if you need more info, or call 1-800-411-BOND, 1-800-411-2663. Common Nonsense Network talks about these campus protests. A large police presence arrived at the University of California, Los Angeles, that's UCLA, overnight after a violent confrontation broke out. Was that instigated or what? By the police or what? Between pro-Palestinian so-called protesters and Israel supporters. Hours earlier, police in riot gear entered Columbia University on the other side of the country and their Hamilton Hall and used flashbangs when breaching the building in which pro-Palestinian protesters had barricaded themselves. So silly, huh? Since April 18th, more than 1,000 people have been arrested on more than 25 campuses across the at least 21 states. Analysts say the nationwide protests have become a test for crooked Joe Biden as he seeks re-election, with the Gaza war tearing deep rifts in his fragile and brittle coalition. What a mess, huh? Hostages over in Gaza. Secretary of State, joke of a Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, per CNN, Commie Nonsense Network, he began another round of high-stakes talks in Israel today as the United States seeks to ratchet up pressure on Hamas to accept a ceasefire and hostage release deal. We're determined to get a ceasefire that brings the hostages home and get it now, so said Antony Blinken during a meeting with Israeli President Isaac Herzog, not to be confused with the based Prime Minister Benjamin Bibi Netanyahu. I call him based. A lot of you guys don't. Adding that the U.S. remains committed to addressing the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Antony Blinken reiterated Tuesday he believes a deal is achievable because Israelis put a strong proposal on the table, and the U.S. wants to see such an agreement come together in the coming days. It's wild. Speaking of wild, our greatest president getting persecuted. Trump was fined $9,000 rip-off on Tuesday for his First Amendment, violating his gag order in the New York so-called hush money trial, you know, where somebody committed extortion against him, and they're calling him the criminal. Give me a break. Judge Juan Merchan sanctioned Trump for multiple so-called violations, including targeting witnesses and jurors on social media. In his order, the judge warned our greatest president that he could be imprisoned if he continues to willfully violate the gag order, willfully. Merchan could jail Trump for 30 days for finding him in contempt. Other developments in the court Tuesday, Trump was informed he would be able to attend his son Barron's high school graduation after all. He will. Nice. The judge also said previously that he didn't know if it would be possible, but now he believes things are moving quickly enough that he is comfortable with having no court on that day when Barron Trump, the tall young man, graduates from high school. I'll tell you about some tornadoes in the next hour at the end of the hour, but now back to JLP.
To stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Manhood Hour coming up in the next hour. You can get involved. There's one line open at 888-7753-773. 888 77. Jesse. 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 My biblical question for this week. The biblical question is a doozy. Can you really know another person? Can you really know another person? Isn't that amazing? I got to type a quick note here. Oh, I'm typing you a note here. I can't talk and type. What's up? Okay, can you ever really know another person? Can you ever really know another person? Amazing. If you're busy and you can't really watch the show live, you podcast later, you could be listening on your iPhone or iPad. You could be listening on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500. All right? And you can podcast all the shows too. And don't forget to support us on social media. Like, follow, ring the bell, JLP Talk on Twitter and Instagram, Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram, and all that good stuff. All right? And what else? And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com. buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. If you missed the first hour today, make sure you podcast it. It was amazing with the experts. I had my experts on. So you can podcast and listen to that as well. Let me go to Cliff, a first-time call out of New York. Cliff, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Thank you, Jesse.
Yes, sir.
It's amazing to talk to you. I love you. I love your message.
Thank you.
I just recently found out about you last week, and I'm on my journey, and I'm making good progress. And I had a question for you about sin. Do you believe in sin?
I believe that we all have sinned, absolutely.
Okay. How do you feel about masturbation? Would you consider that a sin?
No.
Okay. That's kind of what I was thinking, because it's more like a biological urge. I mean, some of it's spiritual too.
Well, it's not even a biological urge. It comes from the imagination. And when you that's why God said to bring the imagination under control. All thoughts are all lies all the time. You're not your imagination. You're not your thought. And when you can't do that thing unless you have a thought about it. But when you overcome thoughts, then you have self-control, because that is the part of the old nature, the nature of evil, which is of the imagination. So you overcome the thoughts, you can overcome that.
Okay. So it's not real clear to me. Are you serving a demon when you do it?
You're serving the ego. You're giving.
Yeah.
You're identified with the evil nature, which is of Satan. It's in your fallen state. But when you overcome anger, you wake up, and then you start to overcome all those false identities that you have called yourself over the that come from the imagination.
Yeah. I've I'm just real early in my journey, and
have you forgiven your mother?
Yes, absolutely.
How did she react when you forgave her?
Well, it wasn't that difficult because my father was a alcoholic, and you know, he instilled a lot of abuse on the family, and so her message to steer me away from him, it just seemed right at the time, you know.
So you went to your mother and forgave her?
I did.
What'd you
and
say to her?
I said, I want you to know that I forgive you for turning me away from my father. I understand, you know. But her thoughts seemed to be confused about his abuse. She wasn't really thinking of it from a spiritual aspect, although I tried to point that out before I, you know, gave her my forgiveness.
Why did you try to do that?
What's that?
Why did you try to do that?
Well, I was trying to preface her so she understands it more, like why I'm giving her this forgiveness.
Why did you need to do that?
I'm not sure. It was probably the ego putting a thought in my head.
Yeah. So you have not forgiven her. You tiptoed around her and pretend that you were forgiving her.
Oh, I see.
Because forgiveness is to a...
No.
Let me ask you this first. You said that... Did your father abuse you, you say?
Yeah, he abused all of us, verbally, physically.
How did he abuse you physically?
Well, it's kind of, you know, he used to physically, you know, whip us with bamboo sticks, was very physical with our bodies, would grab us, hurt us, squeeze us.
So how did your father abuse you physically?
How did he abuse me physically? I thought I just explained, because he, you know, used his body to abuse my body.
And who told you that?
I just thought that's how it works.
Really? And how did he abuse you verbally?
Well, name calling, shaming. You know, they're just that type of thing. And he's a very selfish person, and he's always focusing on himself.
So he's just like your mother.
Yeah, he would play a lot of mind games.
He's just like your mother?
Yes, exactly like my mother.
So are you clear how your mother turned you away from your father, how much you hate him?
Yes.
You are clear on that?
I am clear. Yes.
So then why did you have to prep her in order to forgive her?
Well, just because the apology was coming out of nowhere, I thought that I would give her a little preference that this is a spiritual topic that I'm going to talk about next.
Amazing.
And then
well, you haven't forgiven your mother. You tiptoed around your mother and played a game with her, but you have not forgiven her because you have not deeply seen that, yes, that you are angry at her, and yes, she can help herself, and you forgive her because it's keeping you in hell, and it has nothing to do with her. And once you apologize for resenting her, whether she understood it or accepted it or admitted it not is on her, because she may love staying in her hell, but you went and tiptoed around mama.
I don't agree with it, but
okay.
I see how you could see that, but I have no problems with my mother. I see the way she tries to guilt me and the family, and you know, I understand her evil pretty well.
Nice.
I don't try and change any of that. I just try and lead by example. I don't, you know, try and control people. I might drop comments that, hey, don't you think you're being a little controlling here, this and that, but...
Have you forgiven your father?
I haven't talked to him, but I feel like I've forgiven him in my heart because I understand that he was confused. He's always been confused.
Why haven't you gone to him? God didn't say do it in your heart, even though it does take place in the heart. He told you to go and forgive.
Right.
Why have you done that with your father?
before I discovered your message in this journey, you know, I had pretty much cut him off. I just felt like he was a danger to my kids, and I just didn't want to be fake. I felt like, you know, we had an okay relationship, and he would shower me with all this love, but it just felt fake to me because of all the trauma in the past. He's never apologized for any of it, and I don't know. I just don't.
So if you haven't forgiven your father, you haven't forgiven your mother, because you can't love one and not love all.
Right. I still love him.
If you loved
I
him,
understand
you would.
him.
If you loved him, you would go and forgive him.
Well, I have forgiven him in my heart.
But you haven't told him that, so you have not forgiven him.
Okay, I can call him and tell him.
Why don't
I
you
have
face?
no problem
Why
doing
don't you
these things.
face
I
him?
do not fear them at all.
So why don't
I
you
will
face
call
your
them and
father?
do it exactly the way you specify, but I just feel like I've already experienced this in my heart, and I
So
don't
you
know.
forgave your father in your heart. Did you forgive your mother in your heart?
Yes, of course.
So, but you went to your mother, right?
Yes.
So why
Well, 'cause
did
I
you
still
have to
have a-
go to your mother if you did it in your heart, but not your father?
Well, because I still have a working relationship with her, and you know, like I said, I kind of cut my father off because of the way he was acting, and it's there's all kinds of complications involved. He would shower me with more love than my sister.
Can you FaceTime him?
Yeah, I could probably do something like that.
Can you?
I could meet him. I'll go have coffee with the guy.
It doesn't mean you got to hang out with him or anything, but if you don't love your father by forgiving him, you're never going to know God. It'll just be you and your mother.
Right. Well, I feel it in my heart, and I just don't necessarily feel like saying it is going to change anything, because I already feel it.
When you said change anything, like what?
I don't know. I just feel like words are just words.
So why did you express those
spirits
just
here.
words? Why did you express those just words or just words to your mother then?
Because I still call her, I still talk to her regularly.
Because you identify with your mother more than you do your father.
Okay, I get it. But I will follow through.
Don't do it if you don't see to do it. Don't do it just because I said it. But I'm telling you, and it's up to you to do it. And don't do it because I said it. Make sure you see it for yourself. Because if you do it just because I said it, then it's not going to work for you. But if you can see that, just like you went and forgave your mother, you need to go and forgive your father. Because you have your mother's mindset about your father. And your mindset is not going to change until you forgive him.
Yeah.
And your father did not know how to deal with the evil of your mother. And when the kids identify with the mother, it's like dealing with the mother when you're dealing with the kids, because it's the same spirit. And the kids are going to act and treat the mother the same way that the kids are going to act and treat the father the same way the mother treat him. It's the same spirit.
Yeah. I get it. I understand.
And your father had to overcome his mother and his father, just as you and your mother have to do if you want to be free. He has the same issue you guys have. He's no different.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah, I'll let this sink in, and
Does you're married?
yes.
Does your wife obey you?
Well, yeah. You know, we're because I'm so new to this, and I'm only about a week into it.
Right.
And my wife comes from a really good family.
No such thing.
Well, there's people they love.
No
and
such
just
thing.
Only show love.
No such thing.
Like I honestly, she comes from a different structure than I do. She hasn't experienced a lot of trauma because they always show love.
Does your wife obey you?
Does my wife obey me? I'd say no.
And so how can she be of love and does not obey her husband?
I know. And I'm trying to
No, that was a question.
get her to see the structure.
That was a question. How can she be of love and does not obey her husband?
How can she be of what?
Love.
Okay.
And does not obey her husband.
Because she doesn't know the proper structure because we've all been brainwashed.
If she was of love, she would know the proper structure. If she came from a family of quote unquote love, she would know the proper structure without you having to mention it. And so if she is from a family of love, why doesn't she obey her husband and why doesn't she know the structure already?
Well, I got a big reaction when I tried to explain to her, that God is first, and then it's me, and then it's you, and she wants to be an equal.
So what made
she got very upset, when I tried to lay out the proper structure to her, because she doesn't know, she doesn't have the education about it, she doesn't understand it.
And then what did you do when she got upset?
Unfortunately, my ego took over, made me angry. I kind of walked away from the situation, and honestly, I tried to just patch it up and just have an understanding that I'm new to this journey, and there's probably, my ego's going to push me to do these things that really I shouldn't be doing.
Like what?
Just trying to share the message and help people get the message. And
oh yeah, you're right. For now, you shouldn't be sharing the message. You should be growing into it, quietly living it, and don't go share it. You don't understand it yet because you're not going to be able to handle the hostility from your family member, your wife, and her family, because they're going to hate the light in you. And you're going to want to share it because you see what it's doing for you, right? But they're going to turn on you and build an army against you and try to destroy you because they're going to hate that light in you. They're not ready for it. It's like you're trying to give the truth to shrines, to pigs, and they're not ready for it.
Yeah, I've seen that already. And
so don't share it with them.
Okay. Yeah, and that's kind of where my mind went as it was happening. Like, my instant thought was, I think I'm a little too early with this message.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, shit, what do I do? Because she got very upset. And, and I don't want her to be upset. I love her with all my heart.
If you loved her, you would let her be upset so she can see the hell that's in her. And that she is not of love, she's of hell.
Right.
So how is keeping her from seeing that, how is that love?
I know.
No, that was a question.
It's not.
So why do you call that love? Why you say, oh, I love her and I don't want her to be upset. If you loved her, you would want her to be upset so she can see the hell that's in her. Because she's going to destroy your children with that same hell in the same manner your mother have destroyed you.
Okay.
And your brothers and sisters.
Yeah. I'm learning more, Jesse. And,
I understand.
I don't know if you got a catchphrase that you think of when your ego starts to take over and the anger builds.
Beta male.
Yeah, I know. Beta male. Total beta male. All my life I've been a whiny little bitch. I can't stand it.
Because your mother recreated you in her image. And you don't know the depths of how much she recreated you in her image. Everything about you is your mother and not you. But if you stay with it, you will overcome the spirit of the mother because the mother is evil. And it's not her that's evil, but the nature in her. And you got to forgive her. She could not help herself. Her mother did it to her. And you're married to your mother now, and you're going to go through this and going through the same hell that your father went through with your mother.
Yeah, Yeah, well, I just got to be a strong man and show her the light. That's all I got to do.
But
And I have to resist the anger. I have to resist, because this is new, Jesse.
I understand.
Your message is beautiful. It's enlightening. It changed me. I'm one of the 1 in 1,000, and I know I'm on the right path.
Yes.
And I feel it. Even your silent prayer. Just instinctively, my whole life, I'm thinking, why am I asking God for stuff all the time? It doesn't seem right.
Yes.
It just doesn't seem right. He knows what to do.
That's right. So why do you think your wife, with knowing that she has all this hell in her, that you have to tiptoe around her, why do you think she came from a family that was better than yours and a family of love?
Because I've seen it and experienced it over the last 25 years of my life.
And so if she came from a family of love, would she have all that hell in her?
Well, I think, Jesse, it's so easy to get confused in this world because we're just bombarded by demons all the time.
If your wife came from a family of love, would she be so angry? Would she have all that hell in her if she came from love?
Probably not, no.
So why are you being deceived that she came from her family is just as bad as your family? Or maybe you were because they were faking love. That love, emotional love, was not love. That was hate.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's so confusing. They seem like such decent people. I mean, they never fight. They never, have problems.
They got
all
problems
love all
and
the
they
time.
do. Nope. They got problems and they do fight.
Okay.
And there's no way. Was she raised by her father and mother?
Yes.
There's no way that she would be angry like that and not naturally obey you without you having to even mention it if she came from a family of love. She came from a family of hate. That emotional stuff you see in her family, that's not love, that's hate. And it poses itself as love, but it's not.
Okay. That's confusing to me, but...
Well, stay with it. I understand. Stay with it. You'll see it. Just quietly do the silent prayer. Work on, watch those thoughts. And just be conscious. Practice being conscious. You will see. I'm telling you, the truth would take over and it would destroy the darkness. It would destroy the imagination.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I'm going to stick with it.
Yeah.
I love you. Thank you so much for taking my call, and, I really appreciate it.
Let me know how it goes, all right?
Okay, I will. Thank you, Jesse.
All right, buddy. 888-775-3773. 888-77-JESSE. Let me go to Seth out of Virginia. Seth, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, Seth.
Hey, I called you maybe 2 weeks ago, and I chimed in about the question about the guy with the gun, and I called Joel Don Lemon and all that, and it was funny, but I really just been putting off a serious conversation with you. I called you about half a year ago, and I was trying to get out of this relationship, and today is like the first day that I'm feeling like I'm really out of it, but, still thoughts and feelings come up and all that. Just wanted to get some more advice and hear you speak more about that.
About what?
Well, I know what it is that I need to do just to move on, but just been having, a struggle doing that. And then I had a couple of things that I wanted to share with you about just trying to go through it and the roadblocks that I had.
But you said and so your question for me is what?
I guess I don't really necessarily have a question for you. I just kind of wanted to share really more so what what kind of put me back on this road, essentially.
Okay, go ahead.
Because so anyways, I took your advice half a year ago, and I blocked this girl, and it was a really rough first 2 weeks. And then I had a concert to go to with my dad and my younger brother, and I was feeling very vacant, like emotionally just kind of gone. And I remember being there and watching my dad, like he was smoking weed in front of me, and my brother doesn't smoke, and I was feeling very tempted, and I hadn't smoked weed in a week, and I remember I smoked it, and, you know, all hell broke loose. And
what do you mean
I've been on that path.
All hell, like what?
Go ahead. I just fell back into my routine of, like, I went and I looked at nude photos of my ex. I started smoking weed, like, you know, every day, all day, every day. And just kind of fell back into narcissistic, egotistical
okay.
Behavior.
I understand. Go ahead.
And anyways, I hit that roadblock, and I've gone around and I've forgiven my dad, and I've forgiven my mother, and I've even forgiven my ex. And I guess just to sum it all up, I know where I'm at. I know where I am on my journey. But I just wanted to share with you those roadblocks that I encountered. And then also, you did a cameo from my grandmother, Virginia, last year, which brought her to tears. She was so happy because my grandfather passed away recently, and it really just made her birthday. Like, nobody could have done what you did for her. And
right on.
Anyways, I wanted to share with you at some point, my grandfather used to be head of the Department of Labor back in the 60s, and had written a letter to the Department of Labor for everyone to read after JFK was assassinated. And I would like to just call back at some point and share that with you, because I just find it's beautiful. The letter it's just beautiful, and it really speaks to what we're dealing with.
Send a copy to my producer, and then I'll check it out. We'll let you know for sure. Sean, producer at JesseLeePeterson.com.
Okay.
And so where and by the way, for the cameo, if you want a cameo done, I'll definitely do it for you. Birthday, shout out, wedding, anniversaries, encouragement, whatever. Go to Cameo, CAMEO.com/Jesse Lee Peterson, CAMEO.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. So where are you now concerning this girl?
Right now, I'm not talking to her.
And how are you feeling?
It's almost like I can't feel my legs.
Hold on. Hold on, buddy. Hold on to those legs until I come back. Hold on. 888-7753-773. Back in a moment. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they will become it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingaman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven. Okay, welcome back. 888-7753-773. The Hake Report coming up, y'all, at 9 a.m. this morning, all right? From 9 to 11. The Hake Report. And after the Hake Report, Pacific time, Joel Friday TV, he black, at 11 a.m. and at 12 noon, the American Anchor Baby, Natural Energy, at 12 noon, Monday through Thursday. And for the Anchor Baby, it's 4 p.m. on Friday. Quick announcement. Brand new episode of The Fallen State. This Friday, if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise. I had a very interesting discussion with Perez Hilton. And Perez Hilton is a media personality and journalist. Watch this.
Next time on The Fallen State.
Are you a Christian?
No, I'm a believer in science, and I believe scientists and people smarter than me.
What's important to you?
My children, and I'm a gay dad. What do you think of that?
I believe that human beings can do exactly what they want. If they want to live in hell, they can live in hell.
I was born this way. I have zero attraction to women.
Let me ask, did you grow up close to your father or your mother?
Doesn't matter.
Very interesting discussion. It's so interesting. You don't want to miss it. All right? This Friday, if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise, at 12 noon this Friday. And you can support the Fallen State while you're there and go there and support thefallenstate.tv/donate or on locals.com as well. And there will be a men's forum this Thursday. This is the first Thursday of the month. This Thursday at 7 p.m. for men only. Don't worry, ladies. The ladies' forums are on the third Thursday of the month. All right? Third Thursday of the month at 7 p.m. Let me go quickly back to Seth. Seth is trying to deal with and overcome a relationship he was in. And he said that at this point, you can't feel your legs, Seth?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? You can't feel them?
I can like feel my breath and I can feel my focus. But the tension between, staying conscious and going unconscious kind of creates a numbness.
Yeah. And so your question for me is what?
I guess, I don't really have a question.
When you say...
But I just wanted to... Go ahead.
You just wanted to what?
Well, I just wanted to just make a couple of comments on my journey because I feel like they're very pertinent as to what I think everybody is kind of, they're dealing with and they want to hear about because even 2 weeks ago when I called in and I said hey to Joel and I called him Don Lemon and it was funny or whatever for a moment, but I even reflect on that and I dropped the F-bomb on the air and just realizing how unconscious I was.
Yeah.
And that was because I was kind of, I was still talking to the girl, going up and down with my emotions and my feelings, but it just didn't help. And kind of like to just kind of add to what you're saying, it's just those kind of up and down feelings, they don't really help. And it's kind of nice in the moment. And even when I get like close to you guys, it's not the same as when I'm staying conscious and staying focused on what's important. And it's just really hard. And I was talking to my grandmother the other day about where I'm at in my life. And you know how we kind of say that there's like a devil and an angel on our shoulders. I'm at a point now where I have two angels on my shoulders. And,
Come back to
and
your
I'm
phone.
The devil. And
Come back to your phone.
Say again?
Come back to your phone. Speak into your phone.
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. Go ahead. Now I can.
I was just saying, I'm at a point now where, like, people say that there's, like, an angel and a devil on their shoulder, and I feel like I'm the devil, and I have two angels on my shoulders going, go, man, go. You need to go. Let's go. We're done. You're the devil now.
Amazing. Are you doing the silent prayer every morning and night?
No, sir, I am not.
What?
No, sir.
And so, what's the purpose if you're not going to practice being present?
There is no purpose.
So you like your suffering? You like your hell? You love your hell?
Yes.
Oh, so you're not telling me all this because you want to come out of your hell. You just like the thrill of talking about it on the air?
No. I do. I'm just being honest with you. I do want to come out of it.
But why you say you love it then?
Well, I would. I mean, I guess in a physical sense, I love it, but you know, staying conscious, obviously, I don't love it.
And so, I'm lost now. I don't know what's your purpose of talking about it.
I'm not sure what your question was.
Why are you doing the silent prayer?
Oh, I am not doing it because I am not thinking about it. I'm not staying present.
Oh. Well, I appreciate your call, man. Amazing call.
I just wanted to also just quickly shout out my mom, who also watches this program and has turned me back onto you and has helped me countless times. And just want to thank you guys.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Sean and Hake. And I will say again, the thoughts are really powerful. I even last week, just listening to Sean, for some reason, I was like, man, I don't know if I can like even listen to any of this anymore. And it's so powerful. And I just want to say, like, you guys are so awesome for what you're doing. You guys are really fighting the good fight, man.
But Seth, you giving the thoughts too much power. The thought has no power.
Right.
What do you mean, right?
I agree with you. The thoughts don't have power.
Then why are you saying they do have power? You said they're so powerful. Why are you saying that?
Well, yeah, you're right. I can phase out the thoughts. I'm able to phase them out. But I was just kind of speaking to just the, you know, just going unconscious and it's interesting. I'll go unconscious and think I'm, you know, present and all that stuff, and I think I'm doing well and all sorts of stuff. But
thinking you're doing well, it's not doing well because you're into thoughts again. And talking to grandma about it is not going to solve it either. If you ever just, it's up to you. You don't have to do this. You could just stay in your hell. But if you ever decide you really want to overcome it, you can overcome it at the twinkling of an eye. You can be free even before you hang up this call. But you're not ready yet because you're not doing the silent prayer. You're talking to grandma. You're talking to everyone but overcoming it yourself. Being quiet and letting the truth, letting the lights fight your battle for you. You're still looking outside. Grandma can't help you. You're not doing the one thing that you should be doing, and that's being still and letting the light take care of it, which is the nature of God.
Right.
Any day. Hello.
It's me.
So it's up to you. I don't quite know what you want right now, but if you want to be free, Seth, you got to do the prayer. You got to watch. You got to stay present. If you stay present, then the thoughts would disappear immediately. And then if you are having the thoughts, but you stay aware of the thoughts, don't run from them, but face them, they will be taken away from you. But you're not willing to do any of those things at this point, right?
I am.
But then why aren't you doing it?
To answer your question again, because I love my hell.
But if you love your hell, why do you say you love your hell?
It's just it's a codependency.
A what?
It's a codependency, like a codependent relationship.
And who is dependent on that?
I just really want to be honest with you. Like, really, I am very dependent on that.
And who is this? Who are you? Who are you that's dependent on that? Describe the person that's dependent on that.
Sweaty and tan. No. I don't know.
But why do you say you're dependent on it then?
Because because feelings I have make me think that way.
And who are you?
Just Seth.
What does that mean? That's your name. That's your name. That's not. Tell me who you are that's dependent on that.
Right. Like a egomaniacal person, narcissistic.
So do me a favor. When you're ready, call me back, and we'll talk some more because I'm not getting where you're coming from right now, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm really trying to do the best I can.
No, you're not. That's not true because if you did try to do the best you can, you would give up and be present, do the silent prayer, watch the thoughts, because there's nothing you can do. There's no best you can do. You can't do anything about spiritual issues except watch them. So you're not even trying to do your best.
Well, I would like to just add really quick. I am really just watching them as often as I can. And I think I'm doing a really good job at it. But again, like I was saying, like I have been letting in the thoughts in and stuff. But I was just saying that I'm being more observant and cognizant
Okay.
of what's going on.
Amazing. Okay. Well, stay with it, whatever you're doing. Stay with it, all right?
Yeah, and yeah, dude, I just really appreciate you taking my call, and I just wanted to apologize for the last time and dropping the F-bomb on the radio.
Okay, I don't even remember, but okay. It happens all the time.
Well, good.
Thank you, bud. I don't remember it at all.
All right. Thanks, man.
All right, buddy. 888-7753-773. Is it Kayla? Out of New York. Kayla, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, what's up, man?
I'm sorry?
I said, hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
All is well. Kayla, hold on a minute. Your phone, are you speaking into the phone?
I am.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. I can hear you now.
Can you?
I can.
Is my music loud?
I'm sorry?
Is my music loud?
I don't hear the music.
Oh, okay.
Okay, go ahead.
I have a question.
Yes.
You said that masturbation is in the fallen state, being in the fallen state, right?
Yes.
So how come you say it's not sin?
How come I say what now?
It's not sin. Sin?
It sounds like you're on a muffled phone. Or listen. Hold on a minute. Do not hang up, all right? Don't hang up. I'm going to let Sean work out your phone situation, and I'll come back to you. Alex is a first-time caller out of Canada. Alex, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Alex.
I've been watching your show for quite some time. I first found out about you through Get a Job.
Get a Job is amazing.
Get a Job. That's so amazing. I don't even know what to do with myself.
That's right.
I don't know. They took them off YouTube.
Yeah, I know.
Beta males. Yeah.
Yeah. But go ahead.
Anyways, I got a question. Seems like I still have anger. I did everything you said. I just want to make sure I did it correctly, the forgiveness part.
Okay.
So basically, I told my mom that I'm sorry for resenting you, and I forgive you for raising me like a girl, like, you know, raising me in her image.
Yeah.
She didn't really get it.
She
didn't
got
really have
it.
a reaction.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if she did or not, but she got it. She just didn't
I
let you know.
understand.
Yeah.
She's a good actor.
Yeah.
But then when I forgave my father, I truly got it. With him, I actually had a good conversation.
Yes.
And I could see why and everything. Even though he's weak, I understand it because I was exactly like him.
Yes.
Even though I was pretending I wasn't. I was trying not to be like him.
Yeah.
But that was like the intellectual side of my mind, right?
Absolutely.
And then I spoke to both. They were both confused after that. And then when they were together, it was us three in a room. They asked me, "What did you forgive us for?" They weren't really like, you know what I mean? Even though my dad got it, it seems like my mom, like behind closed doors, when it was just them two, convinced them otherwise.
Absolutely.
And then when I explained it with both of them, my mom lost it. You know, she just almost like I could see the hate in her eyes.
Yes.
She tried calling me hateful, all this stuff, but I didn't have any emotions towards it. But still to this day, I do the silent prayer, sometimes for only a couple minutes, sometimes for 10 to 15. I try to stay aware, but I still feel plenty of emotions. Only 10% of what I used to feel, but I still do. And what do I do about that?
All you need to do is watch it. Don't call it you. That is, you have been identified with those things all your life when you're traumatized by your mother. So now you can see it.
I see it.
You see it. All you need to do is see it, and don't run away from seeing it, but keep awareness on seeing it. And it's the awareness that is destroying it. It is not you. You got to go through the storm, and on the other side of the storm is paradise. It's heaven. So you're fine. Just don't call it you. Now the light is shining on the darkness, which you have been identified with all your life when you were angry. And
did I?
Yeah.
I was lost, man. I thought I was the smartest person in the world. You know,
Yeah.
Got my money up, got a nice car, this and that, condo, everything. You know, still empty, man. And then,
Absolutely.
And then I was watching your show, to be honest, because
But let me
I
tell you
found you
this.
very funny.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I started watching your show because I found you very funny.
You black.
You know, I thought I'm not black.
I'm black.
Yeah, you black. Wish I was black. Anyways. Yeah, so I thought you were just crazy, man. You know, I was like, this guy's crazy. You know, this guy's telling all these people all these things that you shouldn't be. You know, like I agreed with you, but I was kind of a closeted Trump guy, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, yeah, this guy's crazy. This guy's saying how it is, right? And then, I would always ignore the spiritual side of it, since I identified with Orthodox Christianity. That's what I was born into. And it wasn't exactly what you're preaching, but I realized, man, that the churches, man, they're all intellectuals. You're totally right, man.
The churches are synagogues of Satan.
You're totally right, man. And it was so hard for me to accept that.
And why is it hard to accept it?
I felt dirty because I was born into it. I'm actually
Right.
from Europe originally, and my country is very, very Orthodox, very Christian Orthodox. You can't even question anything, right? It's very, like, it's connected to politics.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So it was very instilled in me. I identified it with it heavily.
Mate, I understand. But let me tell you this. You're at a perfect place now. You're at the place you need to be for now. So all you need to do is when the spirit of anger appears, when the spirit of suicidal thoughts appear, when the spirit of loneliness or depression, so-called post-traumatic stress disorder appear.
PTSD.
They're all thoughts, and they're not real. All you got to do now, you have the light now. Your heart's been changed from anger to love. You have the light, the nature of God. You got to let him destroy that. And the devil he and his little demons are going to act out. They're going to scream at you, where's God? Why is this taking so long? You still have, I still have anger. I thought I forgave, but I said, and the pain will be like overwhelming because it's in the body, but it's not in you. And you gotta watch that and go through it anyway. Endure it, and just know it's not you. I'm telling you, it'll be all taken away from you, and you will have a renewed mind. You will have the mind of God.
I believe you, Jesse. I believe you. And it's funny because the reason I called you is because the first caller made me think maybe I didn't forgive my mother correctly. And that was the devil, that guy.
Yes. Well, the devil's driving him, and I believe it sounded like he was right.
My thoughts went, oh, maybe you didn't do it right.
I see.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
And I believed him, man. I identified him with that.
Yeah, that's where every human being believes their imagination, and as a result, they're living in hell. It's not one that's not doing it. And now there are some people, such as yourself, have heard the truth, and now you're starting to wake up, you're becoming aware. But all human beings are living in their hell until they realize that imagination, thoughts are hell, the emotions are hell. Once they start to see it, they will overcome it, but most are not doing that. And most won't do it, only a handful.
And yell,
yeah.
I've been Jesse thumping. You know, I heard that on Sunday. That one lady said it.
Yeah.
And man, did that wake me up. She said, I've been Jesse thumping. I'm like, I've been Jesse thumping. That's no good. So I'm going to shut up right now.
But just stay with it, and watch. Stay present. Stay conscious. It's just thoughts, and they have no power. They have no authority. They have nothing, and it's in the imagination, and the pain is in the body, but not in you. And eventually, you're going to start catching them even before they can bring pain. Because the only reason you're having the pain is because you're not catching the thought soon enough. And eventually, there will be none to catch. They'll be gone.
Amazing. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Really, you're amazing, and what you're doing is amazing. I read one of your books. Actually, I listened to them. I'm lying. I don't read.
You black? I don't either.
No.
Thank you, Alan. Let
All right,
me know how it goes. Stay with it, man.
I will. Stay with it. Stay with it.
Stay with it. All right, buddy. Back in a moment. Amazing.
Before I ask my question, I want to thank you so much. The silent prayer. You know, I'm 50 years old. At home, we have a 16-year-old, 14-year-old, and a 10-year-old. And I got to tell you, introducing the silent prayer to my family, instead of just sitting down and saying the same old prayer over and over again before we eat our meal, to just be silent, bringing all thoughts into captivity. Brother, that has been such a huge, huge blessing in our lives. I just want to encourage anyone to try that out. It's amazing to look around after we've done our silent prayer before we eat, to see the excitement in my kids' faces, like, oh yeah, Dad, I had a bunch today. Or the other one will be like, yeah, you know, I had a couple things that I've been thinking about. It really takes root, Jesse, and so I want to thank you so much. And ever since then, it's been absolutely amazing. So thank you so much.
You're welcome, Tony. Stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it. You're going to know God and His love. It's going to be amazing, man.
There's a Kansas tornado that tore through and damaged a whole lot of mess, killed at least one, injured a bunch, and there's a walnut recall. Watch out for those walnuts. And the feds are turning pro-pot. It's disgraceful. Don't fall for it. And there's a cancer patient who won the lottery. Literally, he won the lottery. Still dying, I guess. I don't know. This is the end of hour 2 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Wednesday, May 1st, 2024 AD. Manhood hour is coming right up, guys. There is one line open. You can call in right now. During Hake News, Not Fake News, tomorrow's the first Thursday of the month. Men's Forum, 7 p.m. at Bond and Los Angeles. RebuildingTheMan.com/events. Do join us. It is a highlight of the month. Worth going. Even if you are tired, sleepy, you go to the Men's Forum, you don't regret it. Just make sure you don't fall asleep on the way home. So after the Jesse Lee Peterson Show, thehakereport.com. After thehakereport.com, Joel Friday TV, live on YouTube and Instagram. Make sure you follow him both places. And then, of course, American Anchor Baby on YouTube, Rumble, D Live, Twitch. So, and of course, oh yeah, I said Rumble. Nice. JesseLeePeterson.com/show, #network. is how you find the links to all of our stuff. That Kansas tornado, a powerful tornado, hit a Kansas town on Tuesday, according to CNN, leaving at least one dead, several others injured. By several, I don't know how many they mean because that could mean just a few, but it could be more than a few. The tornado touched down in Westmoreland, which has about 740 residents, small town, according to the National Weather Service. 22 houses were destroyed or are unlivable, and 13 other homes and one business were damaged. Wow. Potawatomi County Sheriff Shane Yeager said that. This comes just days after a devastating multi-day tornado outbreak leveled entire neighborhoods across several states in the American heartland. Those storms killed at least 5 people, including 4 in Oklahoma. So it's a mess. Walnut recall. The CDC, scared woman-led CDC, issued a warning about a multi-state E. coli outbreak, according to CNN, connected to walnuts. 12 people from 2 states have gotten sick with this particular strain of the bacteria, and 2 have developed a form of kidney failure. Whoa. That's what the CDC announced on Tuesday. An investigation found that nearly everyone who's gotten sick reported having bought organic walnuts from bulk bins found at natural food stores and co-ops. The stores have been located in California and Washington State. Consumers who purchase the tainted walnuts are encouraged to throw them away and sanitize any surfaces that they touched. Wow, kidney failure. That doesn't sound good. And marijuana, around 50 years, has been categorized as a Schedule I substance, reserved for the most dangerous drugs, including heroin and LSD. LSD is dangerous? On Tuesday, the DOJ, Department of Justice, recommended marijuana be rescheduled as a lower-risk substance, according to CNN, a move hailed by lawmakers on both sides of the aisle. Bipartisan? Evil. Amid growing accessibility for adult medical or recreational use. Shameful. Anyway, a cancer patient won the lottery, and he's still dying. I'm happy for my family. They will have a good life. So said Cheng Saifan. C-H-E-N-G is his first name. S-A-E-P-H-A-N. An Oregon man. Nice American name. Battling cancer, they call it. Announcing he is among 3 winners of this month's $1.3 billion Powerball jackpot. Saifan is a native of Laos. Oh, he's Laotian. So is that Chinese or Japanese? I don't know. He's lived in Portland for 30 years, plans to find a good doctor and buy his family a dream home. We wish you well, man. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 3, Manhood Hour.
To stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the 3rd hour of the show already. That's amazing to me. 3rd hour of the show already. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773. 888-77 Jesse. There are 2 lines open right now. My biblical question for this week: can you ever really know another person? Can you really ever know another person? An amazing question. Amazing question. You can listen to the show on your iPhone or iPad. If you're drinking a lot of water right now, you just don't have time to listen. You have to podcast later. Or if you're out looking for a new bottle at some fancy store or to carry your water in, you could be listening. Or if you're just laying up at a beach and you can't watch it, you can listen on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500. All right? Amazing. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP on Cash App. Bond JLP on Cash App. Amazing. I was laughing because I was just having a conversation with my producer about the water thing. It was interesting. I have you here this week to let you guys hear what he said about drinking water. Amazing. So it's Wednesday. And every third hour of the show on Wednesday is Manhood Hour. What is a man? What is a man?
It's an adult human male.
Manhood. Hillary or President Trump?
I voted for Hillary Clinton.
Beta. Beta male. A man is a male who turns to man. Alpha male. Live right, be right, and lead the way.
You're not drinking enough water. Let me explain.
It's time to drink water.
Today we're talking about the importance of drinking water.
It's time to drink water.
This is the Apple Smart Bottle.
It's time to drink water. It's time to drink water.
You got anything stronger?
I got just the thing.
Now on to a trend that's gaining popularity all across the country. I have friends who do this. It's called IV hydration therapy.
Kelly Alexander is getting an IV drip.
Oh.
We're not at the hospital. We're at Rejuve Med Spa, one of a growing number of businesses nationwide that offer IV therapy, even beauty drips.
Mauro Prosperi is one of the longest people to survive without water.
Dangerous alpha male.
What a mess. It's all about the money. You've been sold a bill of goods, and because you're so unconscious, you don't even know it. Amazing. Everybody's doing it, so why not? It must be the right thing. Everybody's doing it. Never, ever, 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 but never, never, never do what you want, but never, 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 ever follow the crowd. The crowd will always be wrong. That's why they call it a crowd. It will always be wrong. I remember when we were about to go and slaughter the cows, take them to the slaughterhouse. We would always put them in the barn in a little hut-like thing, and when they're all together, and we'll make one cow go on the truck, and then all the other cows would just gather around one another and walk right onto the truck and right into the slaughterhouse. Isn't that amazing? You have been sold a bill of goods. Everything is about money. And they're able to do it because you're not living from your natural self. You have believed a lie and been so convinced of it. I know what, I'm not trying to make anyone see the truth in any form or any way. I would like for you to see it for yourself if you want to see it. That way, once you see it for yourself, you then know it. You have it, no doubt. And this water thing is very interesting, just like everything else. Now they got beauty water. Put it in the vein. By the way, the Anchor Baby put that video together. I had not seen it. It's funny. It's amazing. But do what you want with the water. I'm not trying to convince anyone not to drink water all day long. Carry a truckload of bottles around with you. And forget about that knowing to let you know when the body is ready for some water. Don't worry about that. God made him. He wasn't. That ain't enough. What the? The expert said, drink it all day. It need it. God said, drink it in moderation as you need it. But do what the salespeople say. I want to give you a quick example, and then I go to the phones. When the devil attacks, it's just one example. There's so many. This is an example when the devil attacks from outside of you, inside of others. This is from the New York Times. Judge Merchant holds Trump in contempt over gag order and warns of jail time. The former president was fined $9,000 after he broke an order barring him from attacking witnesses and jurors in his criminal trial. Some of you know about the so-called criminal trial in New York. Watch this from CBS.
This was first brought to the district by the district attorney's office to Judge Merchan, alleging that Donald Trump should be held in contempt for violating 10 different times the gag order that was placed on him, prohibiting him from attacking potential witnesses as part of this criminal proceeding. What Judge Merchan has decided is that 9 of the 10 instances from social media posts of Donald Trump, he did in fact violate the gag order and is held in contempt. And he noted that several of these instances were reposts on his True Social account. And Donald Trump's attorney, Todd Blanche, had suggested that that did not, in fact, mean that Donald Trump was the one making the statement. But as part of this order, Judge Merchan said that whether he added any extra commentary or not, a repost does violate this gag order.
This was $9,000, obviously, is walking around money for Donald Trump. But it does send the message. We do mean it when we say you can't do and say these things.
Amazing. They tried desperately to control him. Desperately. Because the herd cannot stand it if one person escaped the herd. Merchan is his name, by the way. Correction. Judge Merchan. The herd cannot stand it. When you wake up, that's why I'm warning you. When you wake up, meaning you go and forgive, and now all of a sudden like a load been lifted off, right? Off your shoulder, you can now see. And your first thought or feeling is to go and tell everybody, don't do it. Don't do it. Because you're not going to be able to handle the repercussion of people anger against you. Human beings, because they're evil, and all human beings are evil. The human nature is evil to the core. I don't care who it is. I don't care how close, quote unquote, they're supposed to be to you. Trust no one. And I don't mean like go around weirdly not trusting, but just know this person has anger and know what you're dealing with, right? But all human beings are evil. There's no good in any human being. Zero good. No love and no good. All right? And so they can't stand Donald Trump trying to be an individual. No, we got to get him. If we got to put him in jail, Mama going to build an army against you. And everybody in that father state going to join Mama and go after that one. It's like the blacks trying to lead the plantation of the Democratic Party. If one black lead, whether male or female, the whole herd of blacks going to go after that person. Who do you think you are? You going to be a free thinker? You going to be an individual? Ain't going to happen here. We can stop it. The devil does not want one to escape. Not one. That's why only a handful of people really seek the kingdom to overcome the hell, because the devil doesn't want them to do it. And they so identify with the imagination, with hell, they think it's them and they accept it. They'd rather go to church and hoop and holler and read the word and accept Jesus than to die from the ego to stand alone. They'll join the crowd at church, but they will not stand alone. They don't want Donald Trump to do that. And according to Donald Trump, everybody else involved in the trial can say whatever they want about him in the public, and even the people he's fighting against. They can say whatever they want, but he can't say a word. That's what Jesus Christ went through. What manner of man is Trump? What manner of man is this? The wind and sea obey him. It's amazing. You may not have heard, and we played it already this morning, but it's worth playing again for those who are just tuning in. You may not have heard of this story about the great white hope, Donald Trump. It's an amazing story. It's going to make you like smile because you know it's true. This is from CNN. The fascinating story behind a pre-presidency photo shoot with Donald Trump. Watch this, relax, take a deep breath, and just watch it from CNN.
My next guest is one of the world's best-known photographers, whose portraits have defined the pages of Time, Rolling Stone, The New Yorker. He goes simply by one name, Platon. There are leaders sometimes who will define history for better or worse. Donald Trump, Benjamin Netanyahu, Vladimir Putin. Platon has photographed all three. In fact, he's photographed more than 40 world leaders, including 3 US presidents. But it was Trump who surprised him the most. What was that setup? What were you saying? I mean, he's way at the back of the frame.
This is, I've been told, one of his favourite rooms. It's the boardroom in Trump Tower, where everyone would get fired in his TV show. This is before he was president, before even the election campaign started properly. Yeah. I remember saying to him, Donald, let's just be human. I said, let's be human together. I said, we've all followed your career. No one can doubt it's an extraordinary career path you've had. But there's always something about you. There's always an air of tension and controversy about things you say and do in public. And I'm sure it's intentional on your part, but it feels to me as if you're in the middle of an emotional storm. And I said, I can't live with that anxiety all the time. As a fellow human being, I'd like to know how you weather the storm. He calmly looked at me and he said, I am the storm.
Amazing. That's deep. That is deep. Joel said, now he get it. A day late and $1 short. Joel Friday. He was on early. You can listen to the first hour of the show. He was here. Joel Friday. He black. That's deep, folks. Right now, you're looking at life happen through Donald Trump. Are you going to be your life or are you going to be your death? It's your world. You are your world. Why not live life in your world? Choose life. You already have death. You're responsible for your world. You are your world. And everybody else outside of you are responsible for their world. And most people love death over life. They have chosen death. I've set before you life and death. Choose life. Most people don't want it. And they'll get mad at you if you say, oh my God, I've found it. I have forgiven, now I can see. They'll come after you and want to bring you back into death. Death cannot handle the light. The darkness cannot handle light. And that's what you're dealing with, folks. It's spiritual. They don't know what to do with Donald Trump. It's like when Jesus walked the earth, they didn't know what to do with him. Like, what? Even the people that walked with him no more because they couldn't see. He was one of a kind. You're not going to see many men and women like Donald Trump walking the earth, but you will see some men and women because there are women who are working on themselves as well. I know them. I talk to them all the time. And have no fear. There are two kinds of fear. A fear that is a practical fear. You don't want to go into an area where you know you're going to get robbed or killed or knocked out. Or you don't want to walk across the road without looking both ways first, right? That's a practical fear. You don't live with that. But there's this fear that you live with because you won't overcome your ego nature. You can overcome fear. God did not give you a spirit of fear, but of a power and authority. Look at Donald Trump. And of love. Look at Donald Trump. He's a living example. And some people say, well, I need to see a living example before I can believe. The church is not like that. I don't see nobody doing that in the church. I need to see a living example. They're lying. They're not going to get better by a living example. Donald Trump is a living example, and they're missing it. Well, he lied. He messed with Stormy Daniels. He did this. And have no fear. This was from October. Speaking of having no fear, this, what I'm about to show you now, was from October 16, 1991. And it's in the LA Times. When asked, you remember when Justice Clarence Thomas was going through his confirmation hearing? And they tried desperately. They went and found stuff that was in the grave, trying to stop him. Some of you remember the confirmation hearing for Justice Clarence Thomas. It was a mess. The LA Times is reported when asked if he would withdraw his nomination before the vote, Clarence Thomas said the following. Watch this from C-SPAN.
Judge, you're here, though. Some people have been spreading the rumor that perhaps you're going to withdraw. What's Clarence Thomas going to do?
I'd rather die than withdraw. If they're going to kill me, they're going to kill me.
So you'd still like to serve on the Supreme Court?
I'd rather die than withdraw from the process. Not for the purpose of serving on the Supreme Court, but for the purpose of not being driven out of this process. I would not be scared. I don't like bullies. I've never run from bullies. I never cry uncle, and I'm not going to cry uncle today, whether I want to be on the Supreme Court or not.
What a man, what a man, what a man. What a mighty good man. Amazing, huh? They don't make them like that anymore. Amazing. Amazing. Those type of men and women are hated by evil inside of other human beings. And they would do whatever they can to get revenge and try to destroy you. But it's not them. It's the evil in them, but they think it's them. Anyone that has anger is evil. Anyone that has anger has fear. Anyone that has anger is your enemy. And should not be trusted. They're a murderer. Don't try to get along with an angry person. You try to get along with the devil. Clarence Thomas, that was tough. He'd rather die than run from the hell. You got to go through the hell to get to heaven. Isn't that amazing? You can't go around the hell. You can't avoid the hell. You got to go through the hell to get to heaven. You got to be like what my producer told me about the buffaloes. It looked like when I used to watch cowboy movies, I remember seeing buffalo go through the storm, but it didn't register. But he reminded me, you know what, Jesse? Buffaloes, when they see a storm coming, they don't run the other way, they run to the storm. You got to be aware of the storm inside of you, the hell, and you got to go through it. And become the storm, as the great white hope Donald Trump said. And you can do it. Trembling in your boots, you can do it. You're not your fear. You're not the anger. You're not the drug addict. You're not the alcoholic. You're not the lonely one. You're not the that. You're not this. You're not a drag queen. You're not a transgender. You're not a homosexual or a lesbian. You're not a child molester. You're not a robber. You're not a murderer. You're not a rapist. You're none of those things. God knows that. He's not telling you that you're those things. And if he's not telling you that, who is telling you that? You're not telling that to yourself. You're not saying that to yourself. You repeat it after somebody else keeps calling you that. Well, I'm an angry person. I'm an alcoholic. One of the dumbest things that ever happened, among many, to a human being is to go to a drug class or an alcoholic class and stand up and say, "My name, I'm an alcoholic." Are you a fool? You are identified with the enemy, with the devil, and calling him you. And then they tell you, you got to say, you're never going to get over this. You're always an alcoholic. You're always going to be a drug addict. Now you're afraid to take a drink. You see that beautiful glass of Merlot wine being passed around at the party, and you look over at it, and you be like, Lord, I'd love to have a glass of that wine. But the devil said, but you're an alcoholic. And you think it's you, and it's not. So as a man thinketh, so as it is. He is, or she is. You're none of those things, folks. You don't even know who you are, but at least know who you're not and what you're not. They got you cutting off your body parts because you say you feel a certain way. It's just a feeling. It's not you. You're not your feelings. But once you start claiming and naming it, now you become it. Amazing. Clarence Thomas is not afraid, but who should be afraid? Joe Biden should be afraid to debate the great white hope. Because he knows, everybody around him knows, I know and you know what will happen. News Nation now is reported that Biden indicated Friday that he's willing to debate former President Trump ahead of November election. Watch this from X.
Can I tell you a fantasy I had? I don't know if you're going to debate your opponent.
I am somewhere. I don't know when. I'm happy to debate him.
I just want to say that I've invited Biden to debate. He can do it anytime he wants, including tonight. I'm ready. Here we are. I invited him to the courthouse that he has us tied up in with his administration. This is all being done through Washington. I'm here. I'm ready, willing, and able. Just tell me where. We'll do it in the White House. That would be very comfortable, actually. But he said today that, I'd love to debate, but he won't debate. I don't think he'll debate. Maybe he will. Maybe he will. I'm not sure he has a choice.
Amazing. I sat before you, life and death. Choose life. Media is reporting, because Trump gets it, right? Media is reporting that Donald Trump claimed there is a definite anti-white feeling. Remember I said that over and over for years now that white people are the most hated people on this side of heaven for no reason. Just like the whites who hate the Jew, they have no reason to be hating the Jew, but they do, or anyone that hates the Jew. There's never, ever, 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 but never, ever a reason, any situation that requires you to hate, unless you have your father, the devil. He's clearly not of God. God is love. He never hates. He doesn't even hate you because he knows it's not you. But anyway, media, Donald Trump claimed there is a definite anti-white feeling in the United States and acknowledged there could be violence around November's presidential election. It's going to be a long, hot summer. And guess who get all upset because Donald Trump told the truth? Satan's daughter, one of them. From Yahoo, Whoopi Goldberg was fed up with Donald Trump on The View after he suggested that there is an anti-white feeling in America. Before reading his comment, Whoopi prefaced. Hold on a minute, Whoopi prefaced the segment by letting the audience know she was enraged because Donald Trump told the truth. You know, I know, and everybody, their mama, and their mama, and if you're black, they mama know there's an anti-white sentiment in America. For no reason. It's all made up. It's not even true. Watch this, The View, and in MSNBC clip.
If Donald Trump returns to the White House, close allies reportedly want to dramatically change the government's interpretation of civil rights era laws to focus on anti-white racism rather than discrimination against people of color. That is according to exclusive reporting from Axios that says the focus would range from decades-old policies aimed at giving minorities economic opportunities to more recent programs that began in response to the pandemic and the killing of George Floyd.
And I'm going to tell you before I say it that it enraged me.
Look at the devil.
There is a definite anti-white feeling in the country right now.
Oh, please.
Yeah, that's what he said. You know, sir, nobody in your family was hung.
And yours either.
Nobody in your family was chased because of the color of their skin. How dare you? There's no anti-white issue here.
See how enraged the devil gets when you tell the truth about the spirit of evil. There is an anti-hatred, white hatred in America. Why are they teaching it to the children that white people is the problem? Why they have classes about it? Why are they trying to put blacks in these different jobs by saying that white people are holding them back without the blacks having to earn it? Why they call white people white supremacy? Why are the whites blamed for everything? And she doesn't even know nobody ever hung or anything. Never met anyone. But she's enraged. The devil doesn't want you free. 888-7753. 773. 888-77-JESSE. Back in a moment. Oh, the treasure chest is now open on D-Live. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingaman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven. a spiritual battle. It is not physical, it's spiritual. That's working through the physical, but it's not physical. Let's get physical, physical. I want to get physical, physical. It's not physical, it's spiritual. And if you can't see it, may God have mercy on your soul. You think you catching hell. You ain't seen hell yet. Couple announcement. The Hake Report is coming up at the top of this hour. The HakeReport.com from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And he is on fire. The guy with the good hair. And after the Hake Report, Joel Friday TV. He black. Joel Friday TV. Mending relationships. Amazing. And then the American anchor baby, energy given to him by God. After Joel Friday at 12 noon. Flying high off of natural energy. And a quick reminder, men's forum. For those who want to come in town for the meeting, we are having it. If the Lord is willing and increase, they'll ride this Thursday. And we are in L.A., folks. A lot of people don't know we are in L.A. We are in L.A. Men's Forum this Thursday at 7 p.m. And ladies, yours on the third Thursday night. Don't worry. Be happy. For ladies only on the third Thursday night. For person and shout-out, birthday shout-outs, weddings, encouragements, or whatever, go to Cameo, cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. All right, let me just give you one more quick example. Whoopi Goldberg having a fit because Donald Trump told the truth about the attack on white people in this country. And in all the white world, white countries, they're under attack. And they're afraid to speak up. They're definitely not Clarence Thomas, which is Justice Thomas, or Donald Trump. He white. I want to show you what evil look like with a smile. Both these females are lying to one another because they're of their father, the devil. This is from the Washington Examiner. Camilla Harris joined Drew Barrymore for an interview that aired Monday. Harris frequently joked that her stepchildren, can you imagine having that as a stepmother? Her stepchildren affectionately referred to her as Momala. And I think the stepchildren are white. Can you imagine having to call a black, angry, evil female Momala? A nickname Barrymore picked up in the interview. Barrymore need to hide her face in shame for acting this way and with the devil, the daughter of the devil. Watch this from CBS.
I've been thinking that we really all need a tremendous hug in the world right now. But in our country, we need you to be Momala of the country.
No, we don't. Little dummy. Look, they're applauding. She need more Momala. We need less Momala. That's the problem, heifer. No more Momala. Return to the Father. Look at the hell Mama caused. And look at the hell that's happened in the nation as a result of Momala taking over. Women are taking over every aspect of life. Not taking it, it's being given to them. And nothing but hell coming through it. Why do you think those people marching in the streets saying, death to America? And if I notice one thing, now, I don't know how many universities, but I noticed that most of the universities are headed up by females. Look at what's coming out of hell. Death to America and death to Israel. And the female like, all right, we'll give you till 12 noon to get out. To stop. Stop about 2 p.m. They ain't stopped yet. They ain't scared of mama. They had enough mama already. Where is daddy? Where is the authority? God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman. Where's the authority? There is none. You've turned it over to mama. I see men riding in mama's seat and mama driving in cars. They even show commercials like that now. Let me go to the busy phones here. Let me go to Jaime out of Minnesota. Jaime, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
I have the power. It's manhood hour. How you doing, Jesse?
All is well, sir. Welcome to the show.
Hey, I wanted to make a comment about the human being thing. And man is a vessel for a spirit, God's spirit or not God's spirit. So this thing when they say we're only human, what they mean is we're only the vessel with the evil spirit. We're children of Satan.
And what do you mean by what is a vessel?
Well, vessel, like for a spirit, a container. So like man, God made man out of dust, dirt, and clay. So like me, I'm just a vessel, and it's either God's spirit inside me or not God's spirit inside me.
Are you a human being?
No.
You're not a human being?
Absolutely not.
Amazing. Well, we had you heard that discussion about it in the first hour, right?
Yeah, it is an amazing discussion.
It was
good.
very, it was fun, and it was interesting. Amazing.
Yeah,
thank you, Jaime. I appreciate it. 888-7753-773. Let me go to Frankie. I appreciate you guys holding on so long, too. Frankie, welcome to the show. You're on the air out of Washington State.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Frankie.
Well, I got two questions. First one, I wanted to answer the biblical question.
Can you ever really know another person?
No, because a person is a spirit without a body. It's a demon.
A person is a spirit without a body?
Yes.
Why do you say that?
That's what I heard Derek Prince say.
Prince?
Derek
Oh, and that's why you say you quoting somebody else? I appreciate that, though. I appreciate that. I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday. Thank you so much, buddy. I do appreciate it. JD out of New Hampshire. JD, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
So I had the answer. It was given to me the second Sean had asked it.
Can you ever really know another person?
Absolutely. And I wasn't dwelling in thoughts about this at all. It was just like it was right there.
And how can you know another person? How can you really know another person?
Okay. If the Father is in you, you will know if the Father is in someone else or not. And to know the Father and to know the Father that's in someone else, you'll be able to know. It's just happens. You just instantly, you can see, but it's without judgment. You can see, and you'll know the person because they'll either be of God or they're not.
Amazing. I appreciate that, JD. I put my 2 cents in on Sunday. Amazing. Let me go to Robert out of New Mexico. Robert, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, I was just wondering, I have a lot of intellectual type friends from college that all vote for Biden, basically. And I was listening to your show, and you mentioned how those smart people kind of aren't too smart, you know, with the logic. And
The intellectual people are the dumbest people ever. The more degrees they have, the dumber they are.
Oh, yeah. See, you back up what I've been saying for years with most things, but do you think it's possible if, say, you know, all these people that I'm talking about voted Biden, is it possible to be an alpha male if you voted for Biden?
No.
I didn't think so.
No, not at all. No way, Jose.
Because, you know, that they sure do know science. You know, I went to college for science, and they basically made it a religion. making me believe in the Big Bang and not God. So I stopped going.
Nice.
And these people kept on going.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, they think that we came from monkeys. And I always say, why are there still monkeys then? It's called adaptation. It's not evolution, you know?
Someone told me recently that that human being came from apes or monkeys or something like that. And I asked, have you ever seen a human being come from an ape or a monkey? And they're like, no. I'm like, do you know anybody who's seen a human being come from an ape or a monkey? No. So why do you believe that? They said, well, science said it. I'm like, what the? They ain't never seen, all this time being on Earth, ain't nobody seen a human being come from a monkey or ape, but yet science said it, and they believe it.
Yeah, it's crazy, huh? I mean, they just believe anything that comes out of a book, and it's just, it's the devil.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. 888-77, not quite yet, 7753-773. Maria out of New York. Maria, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse. How you doing?
All is well. Thanks for calling.
Thank you. I just wanted to call and answer the biblical question one because I'm still watching.
Are you speaking right into your phone?
Yeah, well, you don't hear me good?
Okay, go ahead. You want?
Yeah, so
can
I wanted
you
to answer the biblical question and just tell you a little how I'm doing, because I've been calling you.
Can you ever really know another person? Can you ever really know another person?
Okay, I think no, because you you never know how somebody's going to act or behave or what they're going to say or do because we are in a fallen state still.
So you say no, you can never
know.
really know another person. I appreciate that. I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise.
Okay, sounds good, Jesse. And I just wanted to tell you real quick, I don't know if you remember me, I was in New York.
Never ask a black man if he remembers.
Well, now I'm in closer to your side of heaven. I'm in Oregon now with the kids, and we got some lands, and I found my husband's father, which we talked about fathers, which he was not united with for a long time, and he happened to help my husband out, and we're living a better life now. And I just want to thank you. I forgave my mom and my grandma, and ever since I forgave them, things have just been changing, some bad things, some good things, but I'm actually able to see it now. So I just want to thank you. And now that I'm closer to you, I'm hoping to come to the to one of the church events.
Amazing. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it, all right?
I will. Thank you, Jesse. Thank
Amazing
you for what you
update.
do.
Right on. Thank you. Nice. Super chat.
Super chat.
There's a line open one line open there if you want to jump in, 888-7753-773. Before we get to that, you said that judge that's over Trump case right now was from where?
Colombia.
Colombia.
He was born in Bogota, Colombia. And he came to New York at 6 years old.
Where you get that from?
Per Wikipedia.
Oh. And that's why we shouldn't let foreigners in our government and stuff like that.
I'm with you. He donated to the Democrats. He donated like $15 to Joe Biden's campaign, I think.
And it's been reported his daughter did work for them or donate to the Democrats as well.
He needs to recuse himself now.
Poor. He ain't going to do that. The hatred for Trump is too strong.
Indeed.
What would he do with himself if he recused himself and not feel the thrill of hating Donald Trump and try to destroy the real deal?
He'd go through the storm and become an alpha.
That's for sure. Anyway, super chat.
J. Nev.
Oh, you said that years after year, blacks would kill more than twice as many whites. Year after year, blacks kill more than twice as many whites as vice versa, according to the FBI homicide statistic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think that's well known.
Right. Well, I don't know. I didn't really know that until I started following you and reading up on this stuff.
But you don't need to know. Just live in America.
Yeah, you kind of know. It makes sense once you hear it.
You know it.
Yeah. You do know that the black crime is out of control.
Yeah, super chat.
Jay Nev over on kick.com/Jesse Lee Peterson yesterday said, Kelsey is how you say Kels. Hake.
Okay.
Travis Kels. I
Thank
call
you.
him Kels because that's how his last name's supposed to be. Ben.
Oh, amazing. Thank you.
That's from Hake News. Ben bought a coffee. Jesse, I've heard you say a man should not look for a wife. Should a man still ask a woman out or just wait for God to bring her?
I wouldn't get that deep into it. If you want to ask one out, ask her out. But don't make her your God. Don't get, oh, I got to marry. That's just a setup from evil. And let your life just happen naturally. But there's nothing wrong with dating at all. But just don't be spending your money on expensive food and clothes and traveling and paying a rent and all that mess. You're setting yourself up for nothing but hell. But seek the kingdom of God in his right way, and all will be added. It will happen naturally. Thank you.
Stefan donated on Cash App yesterday with no message.
Thank you.
Chalice says thanks on
Thank
Cash
you.
App.
Amazing. Thank you.
Someone bought a coffee, buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Something I realize about myself is that I love my thoughts. Sometimes it is as if my thoughts are like my only friend.
Wow. Don't call your enemy your friend. They're not your friend, for sure. But I know what you mean.
Indeed.
But they're not your friend. Thank you.
Donnie Girl's idea on Rumble Rant. P.S. Postscript. I am also highly productive sending out emails and text messages while I listen.
Repeat that?
I am also highly productive sending out emails and text messages while I listen.
Right on. Thank you. Amazing.
Nikki bought 5 coffees. If a woman overcomes her anger, does she still need a man to guide her? ?
No.
You always say Christ in man, man over woman. Is it possible for a woman to be close to God without a man if she has no anger?
A woman, I want ladies to know they need to do exactly what men. You must return to the Father. You must forgive your mothers. Your mothers have created you in her image, and she'll keep you roused. She'll follow you roused. She'll live with you and destroy you. And she'll say, you owe me something. Forgive your mothers. Forgive your father. So you can return to the Father, and he will renew your mind, and you will have the mindset of the Father. Believe me, you'll be fine. But you got to do exactly what men have to do. If they got to forgive their mothers. Before you enter into the kingdom of heaven, you must forgive. Go and forgive. Don't let the devil talk you out of that either, all right? If it's possible. Thank you.
Over on DLive.tv/Jesse Lee Peterson, Aries 1 gave a diamond with no message.
Thank you.
Evgeny Crosby gave a diamond, writing, it says no message.
Right on. Thank you.
Another diamond saying also no message.
Thank you.
Jed.
Oh, that's funny.
Jed, I thank you for your coffee. I read that in the first hour. The Key bought a coffee saying, oh no, I already read his human beings one. Mike Young bought a coffee. Hi, hey Jesse and Bond family. What do you guys think about drinking cranberry juice? Because I heard that cranberries are good for your kidneys.
I have no idea.
I've heard it's good for your urinary tract.
Oh, yeah?
TMI.
Do you drink it? TMI.
Not very much.
I don't either, Mike.
But I do. I like it. It's kind of nice and bitter.
I do remember when I fly, they used to serve, when all was well on the airplane, when it was safe to fly, they would serve. Actually, if you want, one of the choices was cranberry juice.
Indeed.
So I have had it, and it was delicious.
Yeah. It's hard to find it with no sugar. Donnie, girl's idea.
Dawn, but thank you.
Gave a super chat, Rumble Rant. Small aftershock. NJ is a shaken. New Jersey is a shaken.
Oh, they had a aftershock of the earthquake?
Apparently.
I wasn't aware of that, but thank you.
Urinal Chills is a monthly Rumble supporter saying, studied abroad. Nice. I disavow.
Sean, my producer, said that when he was in college, he studied abroad, if you know what he means.
That's not funny.
Can you imagine being in college studying abroad?
That's not what college is for. It is nowadays.
There are many kids that study abroad.
Right.
Right.
uh,
he said, yeah, I went to Ireland.
Nice. Yeah. I had friends who went to
He's
Italy.
like, why? What were you guys thinking? Well, you don't want to say, you know what I mean.
Right.
Sean. Okay.
Urinal Chill is still a monthly supporter on Rumble. Says, heck no, not Perez. Perez Hilton, the Fallen State guest.
On the Fallen State guest? Amazing. Let's play that Fallen State guest real fast. This is Perez Hilton. He's going to be on the Fallen State brand new episode this Friday. And for those who might not know who he is, he's, according to this report, a media personality and journalist.
Next time on The Fallen State.
Are you a Christian?
No, I'm a believer in science, and I believe scientists and people smarter than me.
What's important to you?
My children. And I'm a gay dad. What do you think of that?
I believe that human beings can do exactly what they want. If they want to live in hell, they can live in hell.
I was born this way. I have zero attraction to women.
Let me ask, did you grow up close to your father or your mother?
Doesn't matter.
Very interesting. That's what the super chat is referring to. This Friday at 12 noon. Thank you.
Prep Ham Paul says, less is more when talking to a woman. Laughing face with tears coming out.
Amazing. Thank you.
Justin Childers bought a coffee. Jesse, my work takes me all over this great country. And I got to work in a town in Mississippi that I'd never been to. So I pull up the stats. It's 57% black, 39% white. When I pulled up the crime map, it revealed that in the black neighborhoods, a crime happens once an hour. But in the SW area, Southwest area, where the whites live, a crime happens once every 32 days. Amazing. We definitely need more white babies.
More white babies.
Interesting.
And that reminds me that some whites are starting to have enough. They're getting fed up with it. The Daily Mail is reporting that in a landmark court ruling after a 10-year battle, wealthy white Louisiana residents win the right to form their own city and split from poor black neighborhoods and from their own cities and form their own cities with plans for better schools and less crime. Critics of the new city says the plan is racist and will create a white enclave. Enclave. May I give an applause to those whites in Louisiana? It's about time. I've been wondering, when will the whites stand up and just say no? They tried to build separate from Atlanta when it was taken over by the blacks. There's another city in Atlanta that tried to separate from them, but I don't know if they succeeded or not. But congratulations to the whites in Louisiana. You're doing the right thing. You're not obligated to live in hell like that. Congratulations. Anyway.
Amazing Asia bought a coffee. I asked my husband the biblical question, and his answer was yes, you can really ever know a person.
Amazing.
He said, once you know yourself, you know everyone else, because we're all going through the same thing. Once we realize we can't help ourselves, we will see the other people can't either. Very interesting. Can't wait for your 2 cents on Sunday.
I'll put my little 2 cents on Sunday. Thank you from your husband. Thank you.
And shout out to Potleaf, Evgeny Crosby, and Aries 1 for the support over on the D Live crew. And thanks, guys. I do believe that is all for now.
Amazing. Thank you.
Oh, no, Joe Lewis bought a coffee. I don't really know myself, so I don't really know anyone else. And also, Joel, he black.
Joe Lewis what?
Joe Lewis says, I don't really know myself, so I don't really know anyone else. Also, Joel, he black.
Thank you, Joe. Joe Lewis. And you're right, by Joe. He black. And his show is coming up at 11 a.m. this morning. Check him out. I'm out of time to the callers and others. I am totally out of time. Amazing. Thank you all for everything. Tomorrow, if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise, is Bible Thumper Thursday. Bible Thumper Thursday. I tried to get to everyone, but that's impossible right now with the callers. You get on that straight and narrow. Stay there. Be quiet and just live. When you wake up, don't run and tell anyone. They'll try to destroy you. They can't help it. It's the hell in them. They don't want you to leave hell. What the? Even your own family members. All right, the Hake Report is coming up now. The Hake Report, then Joy on Friday after Hake, and after Joy on Friday, the American Anchor Baby. Amazing video for Manhood Hour, put together there by the American Anchor Baby. It's not physical, it's a spiritual battle. There's no such thing as racism and all that crap. All right? Take care, folks. I appreciate you. So, here's what I recommend. I invite you to download my silent prayer, and I want you to start doing it. You just download it, get the points of how to do it, and then after a while, you just do it on your own. It's going to point you in the right direction that your life will be returned to you from God. He will give you your life back, because anyone and all people who has anger, they're not themselves. You are the person that you are angry at. That's why it's so important to get to know yourself so that you can see who you're angry at. And if you're doing the hooping and hollering prayers and things like that, some people get up, oh, praise the Lord, hoop and holler, bless my mama, bless my daddy. Continue to do it. Do both. You will see if you want to stay with the hooping and hollering, or do you want to be still and know God. So my gift to you, no charge, at rebuildingtheman.com/church. Other than sex, I wonder, why would a man even need a woman today? Women don't know how to cook. They don't know how to clean. They're in competition with men. They don't want to be wives and mothers. Some want to get married, but they don't want to live in that proper position of life, because the only purpose of marriage is to have a family, and that's been known forever. And so if you don't want to have children, there is no need to get married. And so I was wondering, why would a man even get married today? I never thought I'd see the day when women would come out of her natural role and be like a man. Even though she hate that role, when she's with a man that's weak, she hate him. But if he try to be strong, she'll stop it. I never imagined that. You're seeing good destroyed and abnormal is presented as normal.